Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Let me see if you can hear me. It looks like you can hear me. Everybody on my amazing cast, say something so they can see if they can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Something.
And I think that's
I'm
everybody.
just messing with this now.
So we have everyone here tonight, and it is Friday. And this particular Friday, as some of you may know, we do kind of a rotating schedule on Fridays. We have two amazing games. One is Ivy Shadow's D&D 5e game, which is basically a fantasy version of Suicide Squad. And that one happened last Friday. This Friday, we're doing the Crossing the Veil, which is our actual play of the Cortex game, which is a different TTRPG system that is telling the tale of Firefly of the Fox TV series fame. And my amazing cast has agreed to let me torture them by putting them through the Battle of Serenity Valley as our opening little vignette.
So, I was gonna say, really, the only one tortured so far has been Alyssa there.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Hi.
Well, and Corey.
Hey, don't remind Ray. He'll come for us next.
No. Don't worry.
Well, remember, I still got a bullet wound in my shoulder that I reopened because I need to learn to phrase things better with the system as I learned last week.
Well, you're pulling.
That's fair.
Yeah. But you were
pulling a
the-
200.
Yeah.
You're pulling a 240-pound man of raw muscle into the vehicle. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck.
Against about
Against
3
G-force.
Gs.
Yeah, but say while going like Mach 3.
Yeah. So basically, this game.
You said to book it.
He did.
I don't-
And paid dearly for it.
I was like, do you see me pointing the blame on anyone but myself?
Hey, he can whine all he wants to, okay?
It's true. It's his party, and he'll cry if he wants to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Cortex system is an incredible system that allows for very dynamic, very cinematic style play. It is a target number based system, but instead of the GM just arbitrarily deciding on a target number, we all create dice pools, and the GM does as well. And then the GM rolls his dice pool, and that determines what the target number is for the players. So it can get really crazy, it can get really wild. Some really scary situations can have crappy, shitty, tiny target numbers because the GM rolls lousy. And some absolutely mundane situations can suddenly become life-threatening. So it's an incredible system, and the currency in this system is plot points, and they flow like water, and they are make or break, life or death for the players. So I'm thinking.
Everyone remember?
What?
Add one plot point.
Yes,
Before we
everyone
get started. Don't forget.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Thank
everyone
you,
add,
I'm
Corey.
reminding
I already
myself
did.
to do every game.
everyone
That's
add
the
one
edit.
plot point to your plot point pool.
I didn't have to remind anyone this time.
Yeah, and don't forget that this session we are starting out on the ship, and because of that, you have access to the abilities of the ship, and all the special items the ship has on it. So, because I remember last game you guys were like forgot about 90% of the ship's abilities.
Hey man, we spent 5 episodes not on it.
I know. It was the first actual episode on the ship. So, what we're looking at right now is these guys are trying to make their break and get the hell off this. It's going to be an interesting ride, but before we get to the ride, let's say hi to some of these folks who are going to be allowing me to traumatize them tonight. We are going to start with let's start with Oz. Oz,
Hello. It's Friday. We're gaming. It's good. But hi, I'm Az. I'm playing someone who's trying to figure out their next alias. But for now, it's Natha Vesk. And you can find me here on Dinner on Game every other Friday. And other than that, the Figment Collective and on TikTok. I do things.
Yes.
And stuff.
And all the things are linked in chat. So if you guys want to follow any of our amazing creators, go into the links that we're putting into chat right now. You'll be able to follow all their socials. Remember, everyone here is not a big creator. And if you want to give us a follow, we would. It's kind of like our serotonin fix. So if you want to give us a follow, everyone would appreciate it. And so let's go ahead and never remember yours, Lissa. I just put it in as Geek Girl. Lissa, how are you doing?
Having some internet issues, but we're here. We're excited. I'm probably gonna cry.
Okay, crying is good though. Crying is healthy. We need to express our emotions, even if the GM forces them down your throat.
I'll say on that note though, does that mean we need to come up with a list of cry counter like there's one for M?
Actually, the cry counter for M was M's idea, so that's why I brought it up. If anyone wants anything else created, just let me know. It's a pretty easy function to make in Streamlabs, so we can whip things up. But no one else has really cried that much. M and Milagros. M and Milagros are pretty much natural criers, so and sympathetic criers are that. So they can set each other off. It's pretty great.
M's our designated crier.
Especially in Emerald Sanctum, that's great for those really like somber RP moments.
Get this a new pony.
Wow.
Liz didn't lose a pony; her character lost a pony. So
R.I.P. Sparkles.
R.I.P. Sparkles.
Hey, look. If someone wants to get me a pony in real life, I will not say no.
Yeah, where are you gonna stick it? In your room with the cats?
We've got 2.5 acres of land at my house.
Oh.
Yeah,
I can figure something out.
The horse needs about 5.
I was gonna say the horse is gonna eat all that in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Horses and
Yeah,
goats
we'll
are
be
horrible for pastures. So anyway,
Yeah.
speaking of goats, hi Corey. No, goat, greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. I was, in fact, born a goat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hi, everybody. Hipster Viking, aka Corey. You can find me on TikTok, as you will see drop down in the chat right now. I'm also on Instagram. I'm finally utilizing that page a little more if you want to see behind the scenes stuff there, or just me posting random shit to my stories. That's all it's for. It's all shit posting and reposting TikToks, but I'm there too.
Yep. And that's one thing I'm coming up with Dag with so little time to create stuff is like just trying to create content for TikTok is hard enough. Trying to create custom content for all the other socials, I'm just like, what the hell? How am I supposed to do this?
Well, that's the beauty of having things like Reels on Instagram now. You can post on both, and you can see which one gets more traction.
Yep.
I just don't have any followers on Instagram yet, so
Oops.
that one's secondary. That one's more for me.
Oh, absolutely. And that's I kind of, I just know that some people will not follow certain socials. So that's another reason I try and cover all the bases.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Speaking of covering all the bases, hey, Kel.
Hey, what's up?
Kel, how are you doing this evening?
Not too bad. Definitely been looking forward to this game. Just because, who doesn't want to get traumatized in Josh Whedon's universe?
Yeah, well, just the simple fact that it's still associated with him is trauma enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if you want to find Kels, where can people find you on the World Wide Webs?
I'll say primarily you can find me here on Twitch, whether it's for Crossing the Veil or starting on Monday for a short period. I'll be doing a little character bit to help cause chaos over on 8H Adventures on Gods of Verlaia. That's actually starting this Monday is when that's going to start. But you can also find me on my own channel, Celtic Wyvern King. I've been streaming mainly Destiny, trying to expand there. I was streaming Fast the other day where my friend literally fucking jinxed us by saying, "Oh, we haven't seen the twins yet." I'm like, bastard.
Yeah, I heard of that one.
Yeah.
You don't want to say stuff like that to an electronic medium because it'll hear you.
Especially when involving spirits.
Yeah.
Well, but then you can also find me on TikTok under the same handle, and hopefully I need to do more videos. Like I still need to do at the video with Az here, where they're doing the whole, you put the bad go-go juice in your engine.
All right, D&D Winter Wolf, how you doing? All right, so, also, if you want to, speaking of content, and ways we can help promote our content. At Dinner and a Game, we try and do as much as we can to incentivize you guys to come back and watch. One of the ways we do that is every single show we give out raffle tickets. Those raffle tickets earn you a chance to win the mini of the month. This month's mini is, oh, he's very small, is the Avatar of Orcus. Is a demon lord. He is made by Loot Studios. It is a company that only publishes the files for 3D printed minis. So the only way you can get this bad boy is if you have a 3D printer, or you know someone with one, and they order the files for you and print it out. This is
gorgeous.
Yeah, and he is on a large base. He is a demon lord, and he will become disassembled, but he's a high quality HD res mini, and we have HD printers here, so he will come out literally at this quality print when he comes to you. We're going to give this away at the end of this month, and sometime during the show there will be a 20-minute period. During that 20-minute period, there will be a keyword that's will be put up in chat. All you have to do is type that keyword in. You get one follow if you get one ticket if you're a follower, and you get 2 tickets if you're a subscriber. And then the raffle will be at the end of the month. Also, never forget, we're also doing, as we said, as I was saying earlier about our socials. In fact, you can find our socials at our link tree, which is in chat right now. We on TikTok are trying to get to 1,000, and we are stupid close. It's this horrible, slow, agonizing crawl to 1,000.
Oh, hitting that first 1K is a feat.
Yeah, we're at 972.
Slow going. God.
Yeah, we're just crawling our way up there. But when we get 1K, we're giving away this. It's a 3D printed Wizard's Tower.
And it's beautiful.
Yes, each level comes off separately. There's a door, the front door opens and closes. There's a hatch in the roof that opens and closes to give access. It has staircases going up to every single level. We're going to give this away. Each one of the levels actually comes apart into individual pieces. Floor pieces are separate from wall pieces. And it breaks down so small that you can literally put the whole thing in a high-top shoebox. This thing is going to be coming unpainted, but they're fairly simple to paint. It's stone, so you choose how much detail you want to put into it. We're going to be giving this away when we hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, which hopefully will be soon. You can find, once again, our TikTok link in our social media accounts. And finally, if you choose to, you can follow us here. And when we get to 1,000 followers here, we're going to be giving away this bad boy, which is the D&D core set. Now, the key thing to remember about the particular core set that we are going to be giving away, this core set is the foil cover version. So it's the limited edition foil set. It has the same content in all the books, but these are the foil cover editions, which means that these books have shiny, sparkly covers. They look different from the core set. It comes with the GM screen. It comes in that slipcase, and we're going to give this away when we hit 1,000 followers here on Twitch, and we are at 880 followers right now. We have been doing so well. We've had some friends rate us, and we've had a bunch of people come in and follow us. We're really appreciative, and we like to show that appreciation, which is why we do these giveaways. So, all that being said, we have other means of you can support us, of course. If you have Amazon Prime, remember, you have a free subscription to give on Twitch. You have to manually renew it every month, but we do have a subscriber reminder for whenever you're watching our shows that'll remind you if you need to renew it. And you can, and all these subscriptions, everything like that, they go to things like what we're going to be doing in about 20 days, which is going to Gen Con. We also, I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but we have other content creators on Dinner and a Game. Ivy Shadow, as I said, she runs a game every other Friday. Star Shard Stories runs a Saturday morning Monster Hearts game, and she's going to be starting another game on Mondays that's going to be after Gen Con. And we pay our content creators. We pay them for their time. We pay them for their effort. And because they're not only providing us with content on our show, but they provide you guys with entertainment, and they provide everyone else who plays with incredible stories. So if all the funds that we raise go to supporting this show, which means paying for trips to go to conventions, paying our content creators so they can create content. In fact, the only person who doesn't get paid is me. Yay. Oh, Thank you very much for the subscription, D&D Winter Wolf. We really appreciate it. So what we're gonna do is, every single dime that goes into, like I said, goes back to supporting the shows, and that's just something that we figured if we're gonna ask people to do things like create content for us, if you can go ahead and make sure that they feel like they're being appreciated, they will do the best effort for you. And asking your friends to volunteer and come in and run games, that's one thing. Asking someone to come in and participate in a create content for an event. Thank you very much for the gifted sub. But Winter Wolf, but asking someone to come in and create content for you that's in a possible monetized situation, we believe that the people who are doing that extra effort, going that extra mile, and putting out that effort, we want to compensate them. Our end goal is to compensate even our players, but we're talking probably getting to the 1,000, 2,000 sub mark to be able to do that, and that's a lofty goal. We're gonna try. Don't get me wrong. We're absolutely gonna try, but it's a lofty goal. So also another way you can support us is we actually have an affiliate agreement with Geek Grind Coffee. They're an incredible ethically sourced coffee company. Their coffee, number one, is fucking amazing. And number two, Geek Grind Coffee is a ethically sourced coffee that is actually bought from woman-owned farms. So if you guys want to get order coffee that is incredible, it's fantasy themed. There's Pathfinder flavors, there's Starfinder flavors, there's Princess Bride, there is Labyrinth, all kinds of stuff in there. Go check them out. The link is there in chat. If you use that link, we get a small amount of kickback from every single sale. And I do believe they have I think it's free shipping of any orders over $60. And so right now, that's going on as well. So please, if you want to do it, like coffee or you like tea, they have incredible tea selections too. There's a chance for you to help support the show and buy from an ethically sourced company, which is always amazing. That all being said, that's enough of this. That's enough of me. Woo. So where we left off last.
We were in the junkyard, and Corey drugged me enough to knock my ass out because of my shoulder.
Yep.
We escaped the Battle of Trinity Valley, saved a brown coat VIP, managed to get off of Lissa's farm after her receiving a notable amount of emotional damage.
Mariana.
Mariana. I nearly got shot to death by a bunch of soldiers.
Yep.
We got away. We got away. That's where we're at now. Now we need to make sure this fucking ship can get off planet.
And
we also got ragdolled for a few moments there too.
Yeah.
Look, again, you guys told me to book it.
Again,
so I booked it.
I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying.
I was gonna say I don't think they're directly saying that you caused the injuries. I think they're admitting that they did something not too smart.
Hey, look, some mistakes were made. We said some things incorrectly. It's on us.
Some terminology was used not in the proper way.
Yep.
Also, I'm apparently starting my villain arc with the tiny doggo.
Tiny doggo. Actually, we actually now on Dinner Game require a hairless cat only for villain arcs. So if you can, if you can go shave a cat real quick, and we'll take a hairless dog of that size.
So Esri currently has a shaved belly because of everything that was going on with her. Does that count?
No, it has to be completely shaved.
What about mohawks?
If you shave it to leave just a mohawk, it'll count.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, don't tell you're gonna do that. Don't tell you're about to do that to Mouse.
Oh god.
Oh no, he has opinions of that.
I was gonna say trying to hold Mouse down. It's a joke, buddy. Trying to hold Mouse down long enough to shave him, that would probably be dangerous all by itself.
He would let me do it. That's the worst part. He would be like, "Okay, all right, this is fine."
I'm scared and MAP myself, but I'm just gonna lay here and let you do whatever.
I'm gonna need you to make a video call for me. I need to complain to someone.
And I get biscuits, right?
I need an adult mom.
Biscuits, yeah.
Parents.
All right, so when we left off, you guys made it to the junkyard. I know Oz. I know that Nath was in the engine room. She was running shipwide diagnostics, and that's where you discovered that the air filtration systems do any type of long orbital trip or a long space-based trip. You're going to have to replace some filters in the air filtration systems. Otherwise, the CO2 scrubbers would not do their job efficiently, and you'd eventually poison yourself and pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then
So-
suffocate and die.
Yeah, Nathan was doing diagnostics and taking and getting the things repaired. Had gotten a list of what we needed from potential ships and the air filters, and seeing if there was anything else that needed to be fixed on the ship.
And I know that Jonathan's character Wyatt and I know Mariana had a bit of a confrontation of sorts. I almost felt like he almost talked you down a little bit because you were on the verge of breaking down, and you got to vent on
Yeah,
him.
she was.
And you got to vent on him a little bit, and he kind of took that for you. But then he was like, hey, but we still do work now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I think, was that the last scene we ended off with you and Jonathan?
I think so, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because right after that, I think right after
I like
that-
how the crew is getting to meet Mariana at literally the worst point in her entire fucking life.
Yeah, I saw the
Oh,
TikTok.
don't worry.
I saw
Nathan's
the
gonna make
TikTok
it
you
worse.
put out about Mariana and how Mariana had pretty much a good life right up until now.
Yeah, I saw that too. That ripped my heart a bit. But I was like, hey, just think, wear your silver lining.
Wear your silver lining.
I'm not gonna lie. It's more of pewter lining because, good lord, we are all some shitbags at the moment.
Hey, I haven't committed war crimes. I just committed espionage.
I have committed
I have
war
committed
crime.
several. I have committed several in the past 3 hours.
Yeah, I would say I've only committed espionage. That's not a war crime.
Mariana hasn't committed shit. All she was trying to do was evacuate people.
Am I the worst person in the party?
Probably.
I am the
I
worst
think,
person on the
right
crew.
now you are. Yeah, because Mariana did nothing. Az was a newbie. I was a spy.
I did build
Why
the
got-
ships that gunned us down and
Okay,
bombed us,
that's
but
personal.
let's
That's personal.
Yeah,
That's personal.
personal.
Didn't upset
Wyatt hasn't done anything that is really questionable because they're just following their orders, trying to keep the VIP alive. So yeah, I think action-wise, your character is the worst person so far.
It's only going to get worse too. There's a downward spiral approaching.
Yay!
Hey, Mariana can join you.
We can do you know what we can do? You know what counter we can have?
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Counter for any time Clayton does something deeply morally questionable. Just a tick. Just one tick every time.
I was gonna say because I actually had an idea of that for Steven, where it's like whenever I do something stupid.
We need a counter every time something like emotionally damaging just happens to Mariana. Because at this point we're at like what 5?
Emotional damage counter. I like this.
Come on.
I think I'm at 3 deeply morally questionable things I've done so far.
Yeah, I think you're at 5, Mariana, and 3. We're at 3. There's grenade pull pin.
Shot a man in the thigh so he bleed out and make other people come
That's right.
towards him.
Yeah.
And then literally looting a dead body in the middle of a firefight. Like that's morally questionable.
We were only going to steal his pants.
Here-
It's fine.
I wouldn't call looting a dead body in a battlefield morally questionable because again, it's a battlefield. It's heat of the moment type stuff.
And I was gonna say, I don't think it's something unusual to
Yeah.
have a body looted in the middle of a battlefield.
Yeah, no, that's called
Even in-
just re-upping your supplies.
Yeah, even in World War II, they would pull like especially on
desecrating
D-Day, they would
the
just pull like
corpse.
ammo cans, explosives off the corpses to bring up to the sandbank so they can get through the line.
Well,
Pretty
I'm just going to
sure-
point out.
Drifting. It's fine.
Pretty sure Geneva would label this as desecration of a body. I have a feeling.
Now, I wouldn't call it desecration because you were just trying to find something to use. Desecration would be you purposely trying to fuck up the body because like, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah, no, that would be you shooting the body after it's dead. You taking a pair of pants is just looting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which technically is a minor crime. I mean, you definitely would be
Yeah.
arrested for it, but hey, All right, so
Depending on rigor.
Not
You know
on a
what?
battlefield.
No,
It
Not
is
on a battlefield.
looting a war crime.
hey, Kip Walker,
I was like, I thought
Wait.
we're debating war
Hey,
crimes.
Alexa.
Kip Walker. Oh,
Is
Hold on.
looting a war crime?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I'll Google it myself.
I don't know her.
But Ray, you want to talk about war
Jonathan.
crimes? Talk to Sam.
Hey.
I say, if you want to talk about war crimes, talk to Sam.
Look at that guy over there.
that guy over there. You still got your
Oh, no.
background from the other night on Jonathan. That's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
I forgot to change it. I was changing it right when I got in. I was like, oh, that's still there.
Everyone, give me just a moment as I rearrange Windis.
Okay, so
Hey,
as
places.
in terms of modern day combat, looting on a battlefield is a war crime in terms of modern day combat.
Look,
Yeah,
I know my
but
war crimes.
I know my war crimes.
It was the U.S. Field Manual of 1956 provides that maltreatment of dead bodies is a war crime.
Did I jump in after we committed a war crime?
No,
Not yet.
no.
We're not-
We are having a discussion about what constitutes a war crime.
Yeah, they're
Is
How
it
many
planning?
I've committed?
No, because
How
we
many
were
I've committed so far in game?
we were making jokes earlier about how like since Alyssa's cried a bit because of what we've done to her character, we should have a cry counter for them. And then Ray was going like, oh, if y'all think of anything else, we can easily make a counter. And Cora's like, let's do a morally ambiguous or morally what was the
Gray
term?
moment.
Morally questionable
Wait.
counter.
Yeah.
Wait. Did I actually get in the call before we actually started
Yeah.
the game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
we
did.
were literally
We've
just about to, and we had
We've
this
been vamping
tangent.
for a minute. We've been vamping for a minute. You're good.
Yeah.
What?
I-
So
I was trying. I was trying to
Neurodivergent
push it
brains
out.
took over.
Wow.
Neurodivergent brains took over there for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So episode title is ambiguous war crimes. That's all I'm
ambiguous war
hearing.
crimes. Oh my god.
Hey Alexa is looting a war crime. That's the name of the episode.
Did we already do
need
the
to quote
recap?
that. We already done the recap.
Okay.
We actually need to quote the "Hey Alexa is looting a war crime."
Anyone watching on a TV with speakers and has an Alexa hates us by now.
Oh,
How
that
many
and
times-
Google.
Nobody
thought
fits
about
into
that.
the words like search or order, so it's okay.
Yeah, Jonathan literally
Look,
had a
at
character
home, I also have a Google Home, so
Jonathan literally had a character in
Google,
another game
Is
that he
looting a war
intentionally
crime. There,
that he,
we got
that he
everybody on.
intentionally named Alexa.
No. I guess I intentionally named her Alexa, but not for that reason.
That was just a bonus.
My Google search if looting was a war crime.
Apparently, Google's smarter than Alexa.
Oh boy.
Google's smarter than Alexa.
I really liked that character
Okay.
named Alexa. She was a fun character to play.
Yeah, that was one game I wish we could have kept going with. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to get into the Electric Circus. You guys are in a scrapyard. The scrapyard is well known to be a location where a lot of the underbelly of this planet do business. It is a scrapyard that is often used for the breaking down of stolen ships, which are usually brought here from off-world. Because of that, and because it's a remote location, it was the first place that Mariana thought to go and hide. So the ship was put down there. All systems were basically shut down that were not completely necessary in order to disguise the both heat signature and the power output from the ship itself. Everything that you guys have been gone through so far, this is really the first time things have slowed. And like I said, Wyatt and Mariana had that conversation at the end of last show. I do believe at the very end of it, Wyatt, you walked off the bridge and left Mariana there, right? You
I
went down to
don't
check.
remember the last little bit of it.
I thought you were going down to check on the commander.
No, I just came up from checking on the commander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you left it with me.
I can't remember if I had a reason to leave the bridge. I mean, I know we kind of got a little heated, but I think I'm still in there because I had set
Yeah, no
commands
one-
down to engineering while we were having the argument to start some of the repairs. and before the argument finished, got the notice back saying the repair had been done. So
Yeah,
I was
'cause-
actually kind of using that as some of my ammunition for like, I'm helping y'all. Like, I could just walk away if you want me to. Tell me to leave, and we'll leave, and you can try to get out here on your own. But nobody's flying the ship off the planet other than me and getting you past that blockade. That was my attitude.
Yeah, no one left the bridge yet because right after that bit, Mariana took the speaker and was like, "Hi guys, is everyone else good, by the way?" And that's when I chimed in, going the whole like bleeding floor, cargo bay, and Corey had his oh shit, going 2 steps at a time moment.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And-
Atlas had sent orders to Natha, and that's when Natha came back with, here's the parts we need, here's what's going on. And then was running the full diagnostic.
And I know that you guys were trying to. I don't know. I don't think anyone had left the ship yet, but you were talking about heading out into the scrapyard to try and see if you could find some of the filters you needed to replace the filters on the ship.
Yep.
I think you
Yep.
even have found some, haven't you?
No, we were talking about it because that's when we all had the epiphany of like, wait, we have these ships, they're all the same.
Yep.
Because we were going like, hey, look, perfect timing.
As if we had kind of like wanted to use that
Planned
feature
this?
anyway.
Yeah, almost like we
It's,
built
it's,
it.
it's
almost
like we
like we
planned
planned for
this or something when we made the ship.
It's almost like we have.
What?
we have a
We knew that
distinction
we
for
would
the
each
ship.
part?
It's almost like we have a distinction for the ship that specifically benefits us if we're in a scrapyard to find parts for our ship. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost like we actually watched this limited run show that only had 13 episodes and the ship was constantly breaking.
Weird. How weird.
Wonder why there's a mechanic on board. Who knows?
Yeah, isn't it weird? We have a mechanic and a pilot and a captain. We have muscle. We have a lot of, and a doctor.
And a doctor.
We're just
Technically, we got 2
We have a
doctors because
muscle
I'm a
doctor.
corpsman.
we have,
we got
we have
Corbin and
two
Doc.
muscle doctors. It's so weird.
We have an EMT and we have a doctor.
Exactly.
let's just hope nobody actually has a leaky brain pan.
Yeah, that's the only thing you don't really have is the psyker. All right, so what are you guys doing right now?
Well, like I said,
I
Steven's
would
still
say-
out cold from whatever meds Corey gave, or that
Yeah,
Clayton gave.
I just knocked him out. Kind of got him comfortable and knocked out. I've got the VIP taken care of. So I'm probably going to get on comms real quick now that I got him settled. I think I put you in a bunk, didn't I? I put you in one of the rooms that was on the ship.
I think you put me on one of the spare. I think you put me on one of the spare beds in med bay itself.
In Medbay. Okay. So they're both settled, IVs, the whole nine, to make sure they just live and are comfy in the process.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna get on a. I'm still adrenaline going, 90-0 adrenaline running.
Yep.
So I'm probably I can't calm down yet. Clayton knows that he can't relax yet.
No one can.
Oh, Clayton recognizes that if he relaxes, the shock's gonna set in.
Oh yeah. No,
Problem.
Mariana's not gonna relax anytime soon. She's like, nope, I gotta keep going on this fucking adrenaline, otherwise I am going to just break down.
So I'm gonna hit the closest comm. Just, I got both the patients settled. Anything you need me to do, I'm game for. Let me know.
Mariana picks up the comm and goes, we're gonna need legs on the ground to find more of these filters for the ship so we can get out of Atmo. Yes, this is a dice box. It's now my communicator, damn it. This is the one I used in my TikToks.
I imagine the comm. I'm going with the comm is just on the wall. Just. I'm not
I mean,
the
med bay, that
comm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot about the human body. I know jack shit about ships. I'm gonna need someone to help me find what I'm looking for. But if it needs to be carried, I can do it. Just get me in the right direction. I'll help you out.
I'm gonna get on the comm, and and I'm just gonna I'm gonna direct it into the mechanics area and just ask, is there more repairs in there you need to be doing right now, or are you free at the moment?
could use a tune up. Here's several things that are going on, like full on brain to mouth process of what needs to happen. And then I could probably take a second while it runs a diagnostic, yeah.
I'm going to look over at the captain. Well, the medic doesn't know what the parts look like, and he really needs to stay with the patients. I've flown these ships for a little bit now. You seem like you're at least, knowledgeable what's going on around here in the parts. So I think it's you and me getting the parts and bringing them back while she does all the tune-ups and repairs.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm going to go off into one of the rooms that's off of the bridge and look to see if it's got any bags in it, so that we have some stuff to throw some of the parts and stuff in. And if there's not, then we'll hit some stuff on our way down as we go through the cargo bay to exit. But I'm just checking to see if we can grab bags while we're up here. If not, we'll get them on the way out.
There's like, number one, inside the ship in the cargo bay, you guys would have seen this. It's tied down, of course, but there is a small mule. It's big enough for picking up supplies around town and stuff like that. And there is also there's two little quad runners, gas powered, limited. They would be limited range, so they're not like you can't land 10 miles out of town and expect to get there and back on one tank of gas type situation. But there's these, but that's basically what you have for like transport. And inside the cargo bay, there are things like, empty crates and stuff like that were still on the ship. You can probably find some, like, basically the equivalent of burlap sacks if you're looking for something like that.
Okay. Well, I'll grab them just so we can have something at least to put the parts in while we're trying to salvage them off of the ships before we get them back to whatever vehicle the captain chooses to go in.
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to make our life a little easier as we're trying to get stuff.
I'm thinking we both take the quad runners, because you said there's two, right, Ray?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Two little ATVs.
Yeah, let's take the ATVs. You see Mariana like hop on one of the quad runners and like motion to the other after she's grabbed a couple sacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the ATVs have like storage space in them, right?
They have a little rack on the back that you could strap things down to.
Okay. She's also grabbed like some bungee cords.
Like one of them.
I'm assuming those.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, there's tons of those. But there's even one of them even has already like a little wooden crate that's been like strapped to the rack.
Yeah.
Well, then take the crate off because we don't need the extra stuff going out of the ship right now. Or do you mean like a store, to store stuff?
A storage crate, like a milk. Think like a milk crate kind of situation.
I'm thinking like an actual like shipping crate. So I'm thinking
no. Something to act as a basket.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Open the doors and we'll drive out.
Yep.
So the main airlock spins open. The main cargo bay doors drop down. It basically turns also into a loading ramp. So it extends out until it touches the ground. You guys take the ATVs out. I'm assuming you're splitting up or going in the same direction.
I was planning to going in the same direction.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys begin touring around. Let's do this. We're gonna need rolls to see both kind of as a luck source and kind of as a how much do you know about ships in order to find what you need quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a TN based on what's in the junkyard. And then a general die for the commonality of your ship is actually going to lower the die because it's going to stage it down. And then the die for time. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to set a TN, and I need both of you to make me a, what is it, intelligence?
Mental.
Mental. A mental plus a, if you have, is it repair, Jonathan, or is it
It would be fix.
fix?
Yeah, there's a fix skill.
Yeah, mental plus fix plus any of your designations or anything else that you can make apply to trying to find parts.
Can I navigate a different role instead if I tell you what I'm trying to do?
Sure.
All right. So my plan is, I imagine that people come through here and try to pick stuff off of the best ships all the time because they expect that they would have good parts. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for ships that are only partially there, but the parts that are there don't look like they're in really like bad or shitty condition. So kind of like if there's the front end of a ship or there's the back chunk of a ship, but the piece that's there doesn't look like it's horrible, but it looks like it had something so horrifically bad happen to the other piece of it that's missing that maybe they haven't been picked through quite as clean because they're not like complete total ships. So I'm looking for those. I'm trying to find those ships so we can focus our search into that.
Okay. That's still not going to really modify the roll.
I'm looking to try and make it about noticing and perceiving the things around us instead of like actually looking for the specific part itself in the ship.
Oh, no. This is not about that. This is about having the knowledge of ships to understand which ships would more than likely use those filters.
Okay.
So, you don't have much. The good news is common filter because of the ship you're on. The bad news is, common filter. If someone needed filters, it would be on just about every single ship. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to cut it down to the amount of ships that are available that would definitely have that filter. Because you're trying. And
are we rolling each individually, or are we rolling like between the two of us?
You can look at your dice pools and see if one of you wants to lend a die to the other. Because what is as it sits, Mariana, what is your mental plus your fix, and do you have anything that would help?
So mental's a D8, fix is a D8.
Any designations or anything else?
Would Natha describing the types of like ships that have these filters have helped in any way?
Not really. Natha going along with them would have helped them out, but
okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Because I don't see, because I've got Guild Trader, Ship's Captain, and Smooth Talker. Later on, Ship's Captain might come into play for this, but
well, I will say, you can still, since we're looking for something for the ship, we should be able to, or you guys, since you're doing the role, should be able to use the ship distinctions as well, not just your own personal ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are the, I don't have the ship distinctions on my sheet.
I've got the ship distinction programmed in as I reduced the die for one of the items because of the commonality of the ship and the parts therein.
You know what, Ray?
Huh?
I'm going to spend a plot point, and I'm going to trigger the ordinary ability that just says spend a plot point, and you find exactly the parts you want in the salvage yard or trash heap. They enter as a D8 asset. So I'm going to spend a plot point, and we're just going to grab these parts instead of having to search for them so bad.
There you go. That is using the ship's assets right there. All right, so you spend the plot point. You putter around for about an hour, going through. You had to go through a couple of ships to find the actual number of filters you need. Like you find one on one, you find two on another, that type of thing. You basically need about a half dozen filters total, and you find enough with enough life left in them that they should be able to be, tinkered with enough to where they can get you from place to place, or even some of them are actually fairly good in setup. So you guys have all that ability to, from that ship that allows you to basically pretty much buy your way out of this predicament without any real risk. So I don't even have to make a roll.
Real quick. The medical bay.
Mm-hmm.
It is stocked, or is it at minimal right now?
Minimal.
Okay.
Stocking a medical bay is expensive as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
sold
you
all
do
the
an
stuff
alliance,
from the
right?
barn,
Yeah.
and threw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah, you have
horse
horse tranquilizers and
And jaws and antibiotic. That's about it.
You
And
can-
whatever.
you
No,
can
no.
wait. You can deworm anyone who comes on this ship.
Look. You
Antiparasitics.
is the border plane and everything. You never know what you're encountering.
True.
Very true. You never know exactly what you're going to encounter until it's well too late, and then you're infected.
Yeah, and you find out the cleaning supplies lure to shine.
Oof. Just moonshine. I was going. Nah, there's no way. Never mind. They're not going to find straggling medical supplies on one of these ships. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to even try for that role.
There might be a spare first aid kit.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, my bag alone is better than 10 first aid kits.
Oh yeah, it's still more supplies than we had to begin with.
Well, I can always steal supplies later. Something I can do.
Ray, is one plot point going to get us all the parts we need, or are we still missing stuff? Because I'll spend a second plot point to trigger it again.
We needed filters, and there were cracks in the ventilation system, if I remember right.
I'm just asking now because I don't want to have to come back out again and do it twice. I'd rather just spend the 2 points now and be done all at once instead of having to do like two
How
quests.
many plot points do you have right now? Because I've got 4.
Well,
I have 3 at the moment. So if you want to spend it, so we're both at 3.
Yeah. I'll spend it.
I was gonna say the big thing is Mariana. This was bought as the ship was purchased as a present for Mariana, but it was while she was still out in a run, and runs can take months. So they have been doing small repairs here and there to the ship. So like I said, the ship is almost totally flyable. The only things they needed were these last few items, like with the environmental systems, they needed the filtration systems replaced. But those are like, you can go and order those from any parts shop because of the commonality of the ship you have. And then the filtration system having all those cracks and leaks and everything like that, that means it doesn't run very efficiently, but it can run. So those are the biggest issues you have, are that, there was a biohazard portion to the ship that prevented it from being like absolutely spaceworthy. But you don't have any other major hunts to get over with the ship itself.
Okay, so should I spend the plot point or not?
Yeah.
Okay. We're grabbing it.
So what you find next is you find enough ductwork and enough from other environmental systems to go ahead and replace the grand majority of the damaged ductwork for your environmental system. And so because of that, you can be basically, it's still, Nath would still recommend that you get new filters as soon as you can, but literally what you have now should last you for like months.
Yeah,
right now she's not sure about how the ducts are going to hold up, so she's got like the metal sheeting tape and the little torch that was in her bag, and she's like trying to repair the insides of the ducts.
Well, that's what they spent the other plot point for. They found ductwork for you.
Yeah, but she doesn't know we got it yet.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Just like
she's planning for the worst.
I was just gonna say the best part about it is Nathan's gonna be like, "Oh, you guys reading the ductwork." She's gonna be so happy just to have the ductwork instead of having to deal with her patch job. She's gonna be excited.
Yeah,
anyway.
just like,
oh, thank God.
All right, sounds like it's time to drive back to the ship.
Yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, while they were out hunting through the lots, Nathan, you said you're basically doing your best to repair the ductwork. Clayton, what are you doing?
And there was something going on with the engine. It basically just needed a tune-up, right? But that was going to take months later, and I could just take and kind of work it over. So
it basically means it basically means that you're going to be burning more fuel than you need to, because it's not running at full efficiency, and you wouldn't expect it to. I mean, these engines were set up to get the ship running and flying, and that way, because you have to have a ship running and flying before you can tune the engines. So it will fly. The engines are solid. Nothing bad should happen to the engines with normal use. You wouldn't want to try and take this thing to the races anytime soon until you can get everything looked. You get a absolute, a full breakdown of the ship and make sure you have everything where you want it. As any mechanic would with their baby, they you want to know every single nook and cranny and any idiosyncrasies the ship might have, and that way you can feel confident whenever you say it's good to go.
Yeah, no, right now it's I could take it apart. This is the bad time to take it apart, but we could take it apart, but we could. No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
We're gonna wait because we may get shot anyway. So,
By my own ships.
By my own ships. It's A-okay, you're fine.
Thanks,
All right,
bye.
so everything's fine. So, but Corey, what was Clayton doing during this time period?
During this time period, Clayton was likely assessing everything that was in the basically the bags of medical stuff or the boxes of medical stuff they brought in. He is kind of like putting away he's keeping busy. He's very much just trying to keep busy while chain smoking in the medical bay with 2 people on beds. He is just like going through gauze, horse tranquilizer. That will be useful at some point. Some minor actual first aid kit stuff they had. He's kind of setting up the medical bay in the way that makes sense to him, because right now he has no clue how long he'll be on this ship. But if he needs stuff, he needs to know where
everything is, basically.
And he's kind of going through his bag and kind of like, okay, what I have in here is better than what I was just given, so I'm going to put my stuff in here and take the shit. I'm going to kind of make sure that the medical bay is set up to standards that he needs it, and that probably only takes him how long were they out?
Not even an hour.
Not even an hour. Okay, he's probably finished up in 30 minutes or so, just because everything was basically just a bunch of the same shit. It was just gauze, very basic medical stuff. It didn't take him long. He's had to do much worse in much shorter periods of time.
Gotcha.
So, mind you, as he is doing all of that, he has shit, never mind.
What?
He has the White Buffalo, a folk country artist from back in the early 2000s, hundreds of years ago, playing throughout the medical bay. He has a little basically imagine a iPod with way too much memory that stays in his bag at all times, and if he is not actively in a moment of super high stress, he probably has something playing.
Gotcha.
At all times. Yeah.
So, real quick, Jonathan, is your character switching to the alias Atlas?
Yeah, that's what he's always gone by.
Well, that's what I meant, because I have it as Wyatt in the thing. I want to change it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've never actually gone by that name in the game so far.
Yeah, so it's Atlas. Gotcha. Is there a last name for Atlas?
No, that's just the call sign.
Got it. There we go.
Do call signs have last names?
No. Not necessarily. I mean,
That would make them people.
No, it's that there
I'm sorry.
are some people that actually are named Atlas, so you never know if that's an actual name or their call sign.
Yep. All right, so you guys get back to the ship. I'm assuming you take all the parts straight to Nath.
Yeah.
Nath, of course, you see they brought filters. You kind of appraise them all, and you know that this will get the ship running for quite a while. Most of the filters are in pretty good shape. Some of them look barely even used. You'll go ahead and run those through the system and make sure that they're all fit perfectly. But as soon as you assess that, that's fine. And the best thing they found is they found ductwork, which is more than enough to replace those ducts you're trying to weld up and patch, because those were probably your biggest worries. And so that means that you're going to have much less CO2 contamination on the returns, because that's where it draws in the air to bring it back, and that scrubs the CO2 out of it. and so with those leaking, it's not scrubbing the air as efficiently. So if you can replace those ducts above everything else, then you know that your system's going to run well enough that you can stay in space pretty much until you starve.
Perfect. Yeah, she's gonna take and go from best to worst, line them up, grab the duct, and just look at it. No explanation. Be like, it'll be safe to hang out in the cargo bay now. I'm gonna go get these replaced real quick. Thank you, sir. Ma'am. I need to talk to you after I get this done, though. Mariana, right?
Yeah, that'd be me.
All right. And then right to work.
All right. So you estimate it's going to take you an hour or so to get all the repairs. No, because the ductwork is going to be a little bit longer. About 3 hours to get all the repairs done and get yourself to a point where you're going to be able to say that you're ready to get off the ground.
Yep. So she will let them know
I'm gonna assume that
on the comm.
when they came back in, I now am aware that everything's in place.
Oh yeah, you heard the ATVs pull into the cargo.
Yeah, of course. If you need any assistance with that ductwork, I'm pretty handy. Just let me know. I'll come help you out.
Out of curiosity,
Will
with
it-
what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
And I was going to say, out of curiosity, with what Clayton gave Steven, how long would he be out for?
It depends. If you put it on an IV drip, it's as long as he wants you to be out.
No, IV drip is literally saline. Very much keep him comfy. I would have given him enough base. I gave him enough to knock him out for maybe an hour or two, just enough for him to calm down and not move, while the basic. Because
And of course,
physical stitching isn't super common anymore. I don't have to do that. I used basically a chemical stitch. So long enough for it to set was really my goal.
right.
Long enough for that to just stay.
Plus, reducing his blood pressure by sedating him means less possible bleeding and
Yep.
everything like that. So
Okay.
you're basically just giving everything time to settle.
Yeah, I basically hit you with I would say for this era, foaming super glue. with
Yeah,
a-
not
He-
all
he
other stuff you're
basically
talking
hit you
about.
with a Mickey.
yeah, I wanted to knock you out and then make sure that whatever I put in your shoulder had time to settle before
Yeah.
you started moving too much. Yeah.
All right, no, I was just asking. So that means at this point, when they get back, he's still out. He's still completely knocked out when they
You
get
probably
back.
have another hour. You probably have another hour, maybe two, until you're good to go.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
afterwards, you're going to be loopy. You're going to be a little bit out of it.
Oh yeah. And also,
Well,
how-
how long did it take for us to find this stuff too?
Like I said, it took you about an hour to find everything. It's going to take her about 3 hours to get everything installed. The more crew that throw hands on it, I'll reduce it by a half hour per crew member.
Okay, so we're 2.5.
Yeah, Mariana is
Yeah.
going to be immediately helping with everything.
Yeah.
The other-
Natha hits the comm again and does say to Clayton, like, if I can get hands on this, it makes it actually trying to tack it in much easier.
and,
If you want to head down here.
Bamboo, give me just a minute.
So, Kel,
How's it-
you were coming around about the time you heard the ATVs pulling back in.
okay, and then other question for you, right? How long has it been since we did the numbing spray after getting lobstered?
Oh yeah, you guys are sore as fuck.
Oh yeah, we definitely
Got it.
We're definitely sore.
Figure out
So
ask
you
if
guys-
that ended too.
You guys are walking around like fucking 12-year-olds who've been at the beach too long. You know, just like
I can only help with the ductwork like this.
And then okay,
Great arm.
and then one last question before I do the whole waking up bit. Since he did that bit, am I able to step back to complication or keep it at D6?
Yes, yes.
Cool.
Did you do a roll? Let me check. Oh, actually, I don't have the queue up. Did you do a roll?
I don't think we did for that, to be honest.
Might have. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie and say for sure.
Let's
But,
go ahead and
I
do
can.
another one.
I think we did.
I know today we haven't done a roll when it came to the treating. I can't remember if we
No,
did
no,
that
no.
last session.
because I think all he really did was sedate you last section.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we didn't roll
Knock
play
my
out the
ass
whole.
out!
Yeah,
Yeah.
end of the episode was me knocking him out and then putting him down, but we shut off
Yeah.
right about the time I laid
So
him
let's
down.
go ahead.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and I'm gonna roll the TN, and then you can make me the treat roll to basically patch him up again.
And hopefully for the last
So-
time with this wound.
The total is an 11.
Total is an 11.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm using. Sorry. Mental trait, medical bag, and ship's doctor. Let's see how this is. That is 1d10 and 3d8. Let's see how I do. That is a 12.
Okay, so you beat it by 1. So you don't raise the stakes, but you do manage to step back it by 1. You were at
You should be at.
I was at a D6
Right now?
from reopening it, so I'll be at a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and just burn 1 plot point to Let me double check that. Okay, yeah, I didn't. I had to double check if I rolled a 1. No, I didn't. But using my natural healer ability from Ship's Doctor, I burn a plot point. It steps him back an additional.
so
Steps
you
him back 1 more.
basically
So he's good.
you managed to find some of the regenerative knit, which is basically encourages tissue regeneration. So you basically bring that in, put that into the wound too before you suture it. But you use the chemical sutures. So Kel, by the time you wake up, it feels tight, and there's definitely a scar.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But you can feel that there's much less pain. You can move the arm around. You know it's going to be ginger for a little bit, but it seems it basically he completely removed the condition.
Go.
It's gonna be soulless for a little bit.
Soulless.
I said that just to see the face that Corey was going to make.
As a ginger, as a daywalker ginger, a
daywalker.
I
ginger.
knew you were gonna make a
I'm
face,
not-
and that's the entire reason I said it.
I'm dark auburn. My hair is red. It just looks brown if there's no sunlight. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
All right. So that point, you said I'd be waking up right about this time.
Yeah.
So Steven's going to kind of like just slowly open their eyes, and they are groggy as all hell. Like they feel like they like hangover groggy just without the headache.
Yeah, if anyone has been in the throes of a strong sedation or sedative, you have, no matter how little or how long you're out, you wake up and you feel like you got the eye crusties everywhere. And you just it don't feel
good
better.
anesthesia. Good anesthesia will take you out of it for days.
Oh yeah.
I did not give you anesthesia. I gave you a mild sedative, just enough to keep you under and not make you.
At least you didn't give me the horse tranquilizer.
I don't think I knew we had it yet.
No, that was the general that got the horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
True.
It was a cocktail, okay?
If
The
it was a
general gets the
I'll tell you
cocktail,
why.
okay?
No, but like he's really groggy, and he just starts slowly just getting up because like as he tries to like move his arms, get up, like his shoulder will still hurt, but like he'll like look down and like notice it's pretty much patched up. But some of his arm, like as he gets a bit, his arm kind of buckles under and he drops again.
Should I say that I possibly left him a little, like one of those little pill cups that just has something to perk him up when he gets up? Because I know we have shit to do, and then he's not going to sleep forever, and then he probably needs to be able to be useful. So just
Hey,
Get
I was
your ass up and be useful.
Hey, I was useful. I dragged your ass in the ship.
I mean, useful again. We have things to do.
If you want to say you left, yeah.
Caffeine pills or something? Just a couple little.
Yeah,
couple
pretty
little,
much.
You know that there's definitely going to be caffeine pills on that fucking ship.
Well,
There had to be some in the barn. Like,
better say, as a surgeon that works in a battlefield, people have to stay awake sometimes, including playing.
That's like standard in their kits.
Yeah, you gotta have something to keep you awake. So,
as he like finally sits up and legs hanging off the bed, he'll notice the little tray table and instantly recognize the pick me ups. And just going like, oh crap! I was hoping to rest a bit more, and just grabs a little cup, pops them back.
There's a note on it. Just says you can rest when you're dead, soldier.
and just they'll slowly get up and try and find what the shirt they were wearing. Because I'm assuming Corey moved out of the way for that. Just put on. They slowly walk over to the intercom, just hit it, going like, "All right, I'm up. What needs to happen?"
Just duck mechanic bay now.
And I hit it back on Roger, take like 2 steps, and then walk back to it. Like, where is that? Because I haven't had a chance to explore it yet. Literally, I went from cargo bay to getting dragged to med bay.
I almost guarantee that the rest of us are just like over to the side with our arms up, like
Actively
we can't.
holding up ductwork.
Yeah, well, Nathan's going down, just tacking it in. Seal.
So Jonathan,
tack,
correct
tack,
us
seal.
if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It should be the engine room should be the lowest level, but towards the front of the ship. If I remember the layout that we had designed.
Engine room is above the cargo level. It's the second from the lowest level, or it might be the bottom, but in the back. But it's like
we lost.
it's a low level thing.
Yeah,
we as a group had not like
thought it for like over like a week. We talked about it
for like 2 weeks straight. I was like, does anybody want to look at the designs and give me feedback so we can finalize stuff? And like nobody would ever respond.
I never saw.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see it.
I literally posted like every 2 or 3 days for like a week and a half straight. Does anybody want to look at it? Anybody?
Look,
and like nobody responds. So it's kind of like
buried alive.
Look, had you? Do we have a tag in the Discord for Crossing the Veil, or is it just cast?
It's CTV.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't think I added people because it's just the cast chat. So I just threw it in the general cast chat, and people kept talking around it. So I was like, I guess they don't want to, or they're busy. Like whatever.
I tried the design something for it, but
we didn't see it.
Okay, so
you messaged me privately.
I'm trying to find it right now, actually.
What? I'm trying to find it now.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do the same.
My internet's too unstable. I will just believe what you guys find.
It's like my internet is going down in ball of flames, and I have puppies everywhere.
We're going down.
God damn it, Melissa.
Ray, I have a question.
If
I click present now and you don't have that frame logged into OBS for the stream, it's not going to mess up anything for your stream, is it?
If you what?
If I click present now,
it's going to mess up everything.
Okay,
we'll save it for later.
Post it in the Discord, and he can do the trick he's been doing with the what's-a-majiggers for the minis and stuff.
When I was trying to
throw it up on screen.
No. It's not showing it to everybody else right now. It's
to the cast, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to show to the
cast. You can put it up in Discord, and the cast can go to Discord and see it.
Well, Discord doesn't display it correctly.
It does not. It cuts it all to hell. Yeah. It's terrible.
I will say, let's save it for after call.
Yeah.
After call.
So we'll just say like y'all gave me the left and right I need to take, and I get down there.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming I just see y'all like you described. Y'all just going like this, like.
Yeah, everyone's
like
basically trying to help hang ductwork, and Nath is running around just securing it in as fast as she can because everyone's arms are starting to burn.
Securing ductwork, the height.
I've actually got a slightly different thing I'm trying to do, Ray. I don't think they need me super bad for the ductwork, but if they do, I will. But I've got a thing I'd kind of like to do that's different.
What's that, sir?
I want to grab the sensor data that we got while we were flying in the air briefly.
Okay.
And overlay it with the GPS data so that the information the general gave me about where it is that we need to go and what we need to be doing.
Well, the big thing is, remember what the general was saying to do was to get back to command.
Sort of be trying to fit in and out of this place. Right, but did he give me coordinates for command?
Yes, but then you remember on the comms you heard they ordered a full evac, which means command is gone.
I see that was like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember all of it anymore now.
Yeah. Command there was a full evac ordered for all the brown troops. Everyone was fighting they were fighting a tactical withdrawal, which basically means that People are literally going to be sacrificing themselves to give time.
Hold on, right? There's no audio.
Oh shit!
So
What?
are we meeting somebody in a specific spot? Is that what's happening? We're meeting somebody in a specific place, or we're supposed to call somebody later to figure out where we're meeting?
Sec-
We
And Jonathan,
agreed to like we're meeting somebody at a certain.
Jonathan, you are lagging.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if there's sound now. I'm going to bring up mine and see if there's any sound on it.
Yeah, because I got it pulled up now, listening for essentially what will be an echo at this point from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got nothing. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a 15-minute break early because we've lost all sound. As you can see in chat where you can see the closed captioning, you should be able to see the announcement there. We will be back in 15 minutes. I'm probably going to have to reboot my machine because that was a hard crash a minute ago. So I will be back. We will be back in 15 minutes. Guys, I'm going to leave the call running and I'll rejoin it. All right,
Sounds good. I'm also typing in chat as well what you
Thank
just
you.
said.
Thank you.
Well,
Hey,
not me.
everybody. Sorry about that. As usual, chaos. Dun dun cheese. All right. So, where we left off, everyone was helping repair the ductwork, except for Atlas and Jonathan. You were telling me what you were doing, and then everything exploded. So, could you repeat it, please?
Yes. So, can you tell me though what exactly our arrangement was again for the meetup? Were we meeting at a specific location at a time? Were we supposed to call them when we were ready? I know that there was something that was explained. I just don't remember what it was anymore. It was 2 weeks ago, and a lot of really like important, mind-heavy things have happened in my life since then. So I apologize, but on a personal level, I had other things I really had to remember more.
Yeah. By meetup, what the commander had been telling you.
I was there for the whole broadcast, like back and forth on the radio.
Mm-hmm. But there wasn't a back and forth, was there?
Yeah, they had a conversation.
Oh yeah, the commander had a conversation with them.
Because he was like, "What do you mean you're cutting tail and run?" I mean, like in a nicer way, but basically, he's like, "What do you mean you're cutting tail and running?" They're like, "We're overwhelmed. We have to go." And he's like, "I have the intel that's going to like be critical. You have to have it." And they're like, "Wait, you have the intel?" And he's like, "Yes." They're like, "Well, we have to come get that." And he's like, "Yes, you have to have it." They made me promise that if anything happens to him, I'm going to make sure they get it.
That's right. So
I just don't remember how we were supposed to do that transfer.
They hadn't made any arrangements for that though. That was the whole point. They knew that they had to get the intel from the commander, but they're also abandoning an active war zone where they have absolutely no control of the theater anymore. So all they know for sure is they need to get you off planet. Get him off planet. So unfortunately, that is where that kind of left off, because they were just like, you're right, we have to have that information. And they got back on the horn with you, and they're like, if he doesn't make it, you need to make sure we get the information. Both of you are basically secondary to the intel.
Okay.
In fact, everyone there is secondary to the intel. So they hadn't given you like, this is how we're going to get you off planet. This is where we're going to meet. They have no idea, because you just threw a giant monkey wrench in all their plans, because the only thing they had planned was to get as many people off planet as possible. Because in all honesty, they were broken. You know what I'm saying? They have suffered an absolutely crushing defeat, not just morally, but physically. They lost so many troops. They've lost so many resources. Command is literally looking at this as, weak. We're not recovering.
Okay, well then I'm going to the med bay then.
Okay.
And when I get there,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to put the power cell back in the commander's comm thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna unlock it with his face again.
Look at his face.
Well, that's how this works.
Just open the eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go into the menu, and I'm gonna be like, add extra face ID, and I'm gonna use his face again to confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna add my face for face ID, so that I don't need him
face
anymore.
ID thing is not as secure as you think it is.
It's not.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, I mean, you told me it was face ID, so now I'm going with it.
Yep. No. Yep.
So that I can get in this thing when I need to. So then I am going to be listening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to the comm channel part. I'm going to listen. Like, are they still making broadcasts?
There is no broadcast being made.
Okay. How much encoded talk do I know? I mean, you know what I was doing out there for the last several months. I just don't know how much code talk because I wasn't dealing so much with the Alliance proper military,
Right.
but how much code talk am I familiar with?
So here is what you were, I would guess you say, given. You were given access to a secured channel, which basically means it's a tight beam channel. So what happens is wherever you are, number one, you have to have access to a certain area of space to be able to broadcast. Like if the planet is rotated away from your point that you have to broadcast to, you literally have to either wait for the planet's rotation or get to the other side of the planet, because it's called a tight beam channel. That's part of the security. Only something that can get in between the tight beam signal and the satellite it's being beamed to can intercept it. Then it's also scrambled. So you have to have the hex code that would let you unscramble the transmission. All that being said, you can beam a message to that. It will be resent to relays, and within several hours, you should have a reply. It is not instantaneous. It is when you are set with what you do, it is always understood that when you go out, you are fairly much on your own. The only times you should be using the comms is to basically set up retrieval. The easiest and safest way to get information that you retrieve and make sure that it gets into the right hands is for you to bring it back. Espionage is not a game for the folks that really want to feel like they're valued.
Okay, I just remind me after the game. There's a couple things I do want to talk to you about, but I want to take up this space right now for
You
it.
got
So nobody's got any chatter on the radio at all.
There are chatters on comms. It's most of it seems to be civilian chatter. People who have, are just trying to, they're contacting each other. They're warning each other about alliance patrols that are coming out. There's alliance chatter going out in civilian bandwidths that is basically saying stuff like, all we're looking to do is pick up any stragglers. We don't want to cause any more problem to any of the locals here. Enough has been done. If you are sheltering anyone, you will be guilty of treason. Make sure you're not sheltering anyone. Make sure you're not trying, do not put yourself in harm's way. We are going to be inspecting houses. We're going to be inspecting barns. We're looking for any remaining brown coat operatives to question.
This is coming from the independent radio set stuff.
Yeah, the local stuff.
So this is not the independents. This is the local.
No, that's what I'm saying. The only thing, because I'm assuming you're not just looking for the chatter on the browncoats frequencies. You're streaming all chatter.
Okay, so
it's HPR.
HPR.
So the browncoats are ominously silent, and the local civilians are basically saying, "Don't harbor any fugitives."
Well, the local civilians are basically on their personal, like ham frequencies. They're like, there's there's civilian, there's alliance troopers coming down into the valley. They've been fanning out. There's troopers that are coming into people's houses. If you got family and friends you want to keep secure, get to the hills, get to the mountains, get the hell out of here. That type of stuff, And people are making arrangements. Like people are like, go out to the Meese farm. They still have horses. Get the horses, get the fuck out. That type of thing,
How bad is he medically, the general?
He's actually pretty stable. If I remember, Corey had a pretty damn good roll on him.
Is he?
Yeah, he
loopy, is he on loopy drugs or is he just asleep?
He's knocked out. He's
knocked out.
Pretty heavily sedated.
He was
too injured to let move,
yeah.
basically.
Again,
he was at 4 or 5.
Callan's character didn't get the horse tranquilizer, but the general did.
He was at
4.
5. He was at 5. I got him down to 4. I got him down to 4 in the field. I got him down from 4. I knocked him down 2 more.
So he's at 2.
2.
He's
He's
at
at
Yeah,
2 right now.
he
he's
should
at
be
a
at
D6
D6 complication.
right now.
Yeah, he's at D6 at the moment, but he's
If-
also stable, strapped down, and sedated. At the
Put it this
moment.
way: he's got good color. His wounds
The
are
bleeding
bound.
stopped?
Yeah, his wounds are bound. There doesn't seem to be any more bleeding. His breathing seems solid. He is unconscious. He's obviously been sedated, so he doesn't do anything to further re-aggravate his injuries. But you're pretty sure you could possibly even wake him up if you understood how to wake him up.
There is a secondary on his drip. There is a sedative drip as well. Like
Yeah.
that. I understand injuries of this level. Hey,
Yeah, but you
gotta stay
yeah. Yeah, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is he wouldn't know if that's a bag of sedatives or a bag of antibiotics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just happy that I was able to like heal the guy 2 health levels of damage with my sticks and leaves and mud.
Don't forget
And
the shirt.
I'm sure aggravated Ray when he was like, "How the hell did he fix somebody with nothing?"
It's called spending resources.
Yeah, and I'm willing to do it when it's critically important, like saving somebody's life.
Absolutely. That's what they're there
Oh,
for.
when I was
Yeah.
working on him, I was definitely like, "What the fuck are these sticks and berries and mud doing in here? Get this out of my way!"
And then he's like, how the fuck did this mud clog this arterial rip? What the fuck is going on here?
You know, I've seen shit like this before, but not from a newbie.
It's
Come on.
It's my special blend. I was like the black mud and the brown mud mixed with the blue dirt, and you kind of like clump it together like Play-Doh, and you just roll it on there. And you're like, how did he make this?
This is why
Mariana
he's
actually
five.
just had like a tampon in her pocket, and she's the one who stuck that in and made him think that there
Should I
was,
not
the mud
see
was
it?
doing the work.
No, I was like, one thing I was going to say though, like before John was going to do that part, I was going to say, just for a kind of comical moment, when Steven walked in, he saw that they had all their arms up. He tried to turn around slowly and walk away to act like he got lost.
Get back here.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
All
when
right.
he joins up so Jonathan can do his thing.
All right, Ray. New plan.
New plan.
Taking the battery out of this thing.
Okay.
Okay. And I am going to look at the Alliance communicator that I have.
Mm-hmm.
The battery's out of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go up to the flight deck on the ship,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to start looking through what we have on here and see if we have anything in here that would let us sort of like throw the signal location. Like if we could sort of like mimic as if that Alliance communicator was really pinging from somewhere that's not our ship.
You want to
I don't
bounce
know
the
how to-
signal.
I don't know how to completely set it up myself, but I'm looking to see if we've got the equipment to try to do something like that.
Are you trying to create a crybaby?
Effectively, but with the communicator specifically. Like, is that like it's the same idea, but I'm trying to throw it like a ventriloquist might.
You can't,
Right, what he's
you need something else to throw it to retransmit out from there. You can't
Did we?
bend
Did
radio.
we
I'm just
see-
going to point out there are
Yeah, you know what, Ray.
Yeah.
While they're fixing the duct work, I'm going to spend me a plot point, and I'm going to grab myself a bunch of communication equipment out of that area. I'm going to come back with all the parts I need.
To create a secondary communicator?
Yeah, so that we can have something to throw this from.
You can definitely find that in this trash heap.
Guess what, guys?
I was just gonna
with a little
say,
bit of
like,
work from our mechanic,
Ranch-
we're going to have
a
ourselves a
ranch would
D8
have a ham
crybaby.
radio.
We could have several.
well, I was gonna say
Junkyard, we could have a lot.
the one thing I'll say, Jonathan, is I think that plot point ability is only if you're looking for a part for the ship.
Yeah.
Well,
Because it is a ship distinction.
I mean, it could be comms for the ship, like the
I'm looking for
actual-
backup comms for the ship, Ray. I'm looking for backup comms for the ship.
Sure.
Technically, a crybaby is for the ship. It is an
The
asset.
crybaby is for the ship.
It's true,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I understand what.
but this
yours-
isn't a regular crybaby.
Also,
No.
Yeah,
also,
this isn't a crybaby at
I
all,
underst-
though, technically.
I understand what you're saying, Kel, I'm just saying that I play more by rule of cool than letter of law.
No, that's fine. I just want.
So-
Well, no, that's fine too. I just want to make sure. I was like, hold on, wait, is he trying to do it for the ship or?
Oh,
Are we
understood- I
we're making a
understood
bunch of
exactly what
crybabies?
he's saying. No,
Are we-
not a
are we gonna make
bunch.
a
Not a bunch.
crybaby?
You can
Yeah.
with what you can probably what Jonathan can salvage, and at the same time you guys are doing this.
Yeah.
I would probably say number one, it's not going to be a self-propelled crybaby. It's going to be something you can drop and leave somewhere. Number two, because remember the crybabies they made, they have their own guidance systems. They had everything. They were little ships, and they took off and they went different directions.
Ray,
Yes.
are there rivers around here?
Yes, absolutely.
So can I just go ahead and grab like a
Nice.
little flotation like life raft type of a thing so we can throw the crybaby in that and we push out of the ship, it'll float down the river?
Literally shit tons of emergency flotation devices
Not.
because
Okay.
these ships hardly ever crash in water, and
Cool.
when they do,
So-
they're usually going so fast they just explode.
Guys, look at where I'm headed with this one.
Yeah, that is smart. That is awesome.
I
That
was
is
gonna
awesome.
say a pool noodle that you just like stick the cell phone on top of and float it down the river.
The cell phone's like in a Ziploc baggie,
Yeah.
taped
Oh.
to a pool noodle.
I was
All
gonna say,
right.
there are definitely some insulation stuff
Okay.
around here somewhere. It'll float. We don't need
Yeah.
anything
let
fancy.
me
just
let me
insulation.
tell you guys one thing. Jonathan is an absolute expert at fucking my plot.
So, Ray, while they're still finishing the duck work, here's what I'm going to do while they're even making the crybaby for me. I'm going to go back up to the flight deck. I'm going to pull through the media library and everything else we have, and I'm going to splice me together a video that has sort of like me typing the electronic codes that I want to send to the Alliance first.
Okay.
And then in the background of the audio, you're going to start hearing like some gunfire. And then you're going to hear like me yelling things like, get the general out of here. They're on us. Head to the woods. And more gunfire. And then some more codes coming through. I'm just going to make myself like a 15, 20-minute long video that sounds like this guy's under fire and trying to secure the general.
Where are you going to
And
get
I'm
the
not-
audio sources from?
Well, I'm using movies for gunshots.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take and record some nice stuff and lower the volume.
Your endless list of music. If you ask for it, if you would ask if anyone has any audio, I guarantee you there is gunfire somewhere in my limitless thing of music. It's there's
All you
plenty
gotta
of
do
songs
is bang,
with
bang,
gunfire.
bang, bang.
It's a ship, Ray. There's got to be some sort of media that people watch. Like, I'm just grabbing media to take little clips out of.
I understand. What I'm doing is I'm doing the whole. How does media work in our primitive day and age? How many people still own DVDs, and how many people just stream everything?
DVDs.
Yeah, but Corey, you're a film nut, so you don't count.
Both.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I have both. Like, hell, I have all 5 seasons of Angel on DVD and the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy on
But
DVD.
those are things you specifically sought out for DVD.
Okay,
No,
but
I
My
just found them-
parents
I just
literally
found them
have a
about 'em.
wall
Ray.
of DVDs.
What,
Ray,
Jonathan?
I will say, though, that because you're on a ship that flies in space, it is
Mhm.
very likely that they would handle it the same way that you and I would if we were going to go fly on a plane. You would download a couple of things specifically to your device so that you could even watch them when you were out of like being able to have signal. You might stream a lot of stuff, but you would
you're right.
definitely have some things downloaded so that even in like the worst situation, you still have some backup stuff.
You're right.
Like I was saying, Clayton literally has a damn near endless thing of music because he has a multi-terabyte hard drive that he just carries with him. You know,
Yeah.
so it would make the same sense that you would have media files like that
He
as
has
well.
he has these files called something from Snoop Dogg, and it has a bunch of gunshots all over it. You don't know why.
There's
Ray,
all
would you?
there's all this
would you-
random music from Big Baller 2004. It's really terrible EDM music, but there's a lot of gunshots for some reason. It's like that was what the bat. I don't know if it's an actual artist, but I used to have a bunch of EDM music saved that was predominantly every drum beat was gunshots. It was the stupidest thing.
What were you
but
going
it
to
was
ask,
black.
Jonathan?
I was just going to ask if you want me to make the roll.
Well, let me see what I can give you for some resistance.
Some problems.
What is
Yes.
a cowbell?
What is a cowbell?
I think we need more.
Okay, look, you definitely know what a cowbell. Mariana definitely knows what a cowbell is.
Oh, Mariana
Okay.
knows, but she was being facetious.
Mhm. Also,
Yeah,
it's a
I'm
carrier ship, right?
referencing.
It's a
Yeah.
cargo ship.
It's a cargo
It's got to have
ship.
some sort of casting system too that you could probably play to entertain the people that were on the ship.
Oh, definitely.
It's got
in,
comms. It's got comms.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Let me turn this thing back on. Good. There it goes. Here
Ray-
we go.
Ray- At
So,
what
all in
point-
favor of like a Guardians of the Galaxy style
Oh my god.
beach episode.
Oh, Clayton has definitely found
Don't
the
need
auxiliary for it.
All
So he's
right.
just playing
I actually
the
rolled
video.
really well, Jonathan. Insanely well, unfortunately.
Well, I do have a question real quick.
Yes.
At what point, because I'm pretty sure Az and I did the same thing, at what point do we actually get to start using the ship as an asset if we paid for the ship to be an asset?
Now.
Okay, well then, then I just wanted to know before I made this roll because I paid to have the ship as an asset.
That's a fair question.
I probably will spend a big damn hero dice in a second.
PN is 16.
Oh,
I
No, I was
rolled
gonna say-
a 9, a 6, and a 7. I will buy that motherfucker.
I'm sure you will.
I was gonna
Because
say,
without spending a big damn hero dice, I have a 24. So I'm beating you by one step right now.
You have a 21.
No, I have a 24. I keep 3 dice
Why are you keeping 3 dice?
because I used one of my talents.
That's right. And the talent.
Yeah,
Oh.
I did spend a plot point to use the talent, but I'm using one of my talents.
No, got it.
nice.
So you know what? I feel like seeing if I can beat it by at least 2 steps. So I'm gonna spend a big damn hero die. I'm now beating you by 2 steps on this recording.
All right. So,
It's a very believable recording.
it is.
I even have like some like trees swishing in the background with like, just and the river noise is in there too, so it's not
Mhm.
suspicious that it's near a river.
Yeah, like halfway through the ducks being done, all of a sudden, just there's noises coming from all the comms. Just
Like the first time the gun shoots, like the first time there's gunfire, you hear that noise of like birds like exploding out of the trees. Like that's the level of detail I put into this thing.
Nice.
All
They're-
right.
they're
You're our PR guy for when we want to get jobs. We're just sending out reels that you've made. That's what's happening.
So here's what happens, Jonathan. You make a absolutely believable cut
Just
piece.
before you go too far, I'm not using it yet because obviously we're not ready to go. But
No, I know you're not using it. I'm saying you're preparing it,
yeah.
and you are fucking thrilled with the quality of it. It is your opus. It is your masterpiece. Even though you don't do this for a living, you have managed to cut together and splice this incredible thing. But I have a complication,
You do.
Row.
and I'm going to take that complication and I'm going to put it in my little complication box.
To save for later.
Yes,
Yes, I thank you. I appreciate it.
you're welcome.
I don't know if you'll say you'll appreciate it whenever he decides to use it.
You
Let's do
know,
this. We're coming up on the
you
10 o'clock
remember,
Look,
you remember
I-
that statement right there. You remember that statement right there. We're gonna circle back to that conversation when he does use it because I feel like I might appreciate it.
We
I
are
still have-
going.
Look,
to...
at this point,
yes.
at this point, I also have ship's captain in effect because we're doing the ship thing now, and you guys are part of the crew.
Mhm.
So I can use a plot point to step back a complication.
And technically, you are because everyone knows who the ship belongs to. So
Yeah.
you are the owner of the ship. And we're going to start the giveaway real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Right now in chat, there's going to be a keyword. It is up in chat. It is exclamation point. I do believe demon.
Yep.
Yes.
Exclamation demon. And all you do is type that into chat. And if you do so, come on, this one.
I want Orcus. He shall be mine.
There you go. You will be entered to win this bad boy, which is the avatar of Orcus. and he is a demon lord. He is on that large base. He will be printed out at that literal quality level. Actually, Corey's seen some of the prints I can do with my resin printer. So
I have 4 of them at my house right now. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
My minis that I designed are beautiful.
Yep. And so you guys go ahead and put that in the chat. You'll be entered to win. Remember, subscribers get 2 entries, 2 tickets, and followers get 1 ticket. I really need to update the thing in chat that gives the total for the tickets for the month. We will be drawing for this at the end of the month, which is the last show is going to be this show, Firefly,
Once again.
on the 29th. And then we will do the drawing is going to be actually it's probably going to be the next day on M's show on Saturday the 30th, because the 31st is on a Sunday, so we don't have anything on that day.
Ray's prints have the official Hipster Viking approval.
Dun dun dun.
That means nothing to anyone, but it is official seal approval.
All right. So for 20 minutes, you'll be able to put that keyword in the chat, and you'll be able to get your entries in for that raffle. Now, so you're retrieving all the parts to get to create this, and you put together the recording that you're going to put on this thing, correct?
Yes, and sort of the plan is like, I don't know what plan to give away this communicator. My intent is to have Az's character remove the tracker chip from this one, so that the crybaby can like mimic it. I don't want to necessarily put the tracker chip in there if we don't have to. I'd really just rather mimic it.
Yep.
So that we can still technically have the tracker chip, so that we maybe can reverse engineer it later and figure stuff out.
I was literally going to say that you want to keep the tracker chip so you can use it to emulate a tracker later on to continue to use this.
Yeah. But then like we would basically broadcast through this radio to the crybaby. So the crybaby is doing the broadcast. Like we would do sort of like our own communicate to the crybaby, and then the crybaby will mimic the way this thing broadcasts.
And you said you did spend the plot point to do this, right? To go out and get the materials for it?
Yes.
So what's going to happen with that is you're going to go ahead and you're going to go out and get the items you need in order to create this device. And then this device is going to be functioning as a ship's asset, because that's what you have to do for it.
Right.
But because it is, you're going to have to spend another plot point, because the ship's asset only lasts for 1 scene no matter what. So you have to plan a plot point to make it last longer than that.
Can I do that since I'm helping with removing the tracker?
Anyone, when it comes to spending plot points for the ship itself, anyone may spend the plot points. It doesn't.
Plot points spent.
But before she spends the plot point, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Can I just use the episode experience to set it up so that we now permanently have ship crybabies as an asset?
I will tell you this. I can let you set up the that I will give you 1 extra crybaby from that. But what I will give you is that Nath now has some alliance frequencies to utilize, i.e. the replication of that chip, that you can now replicate alliance signals with a crybabies.
And that would also let it last out. It's like we wouldn't have to do the plot point plus the episode, right? I could just do the episode stuff, and then that would cover this all, or we have to do both still?
No, that would cover it all.
I mean, that feels like that's a good spend of experience. Crybabies for the ship.
Alliance.
With Alliance, you can replicate Alliance signal.
Fuck the Alliance. It's fine.
Well, no,
I feel like I might be carrying my weight as the outsider that wants to like do some brown coats.
Let's put it this way. If you were to launch a crybaby with your ship's signal, the Alliance would know look, there's now 2 signals or 3 signals. Some of those have to be fake. But what if you launch an Alliance signal with a distress call?
That's the plan. We are but poor lost cargo shipping.
I mean, you could arrest us, or you could go help your military vessel that's sending out an SOS.
Like, no, boss. Yeah, you can come search a ship. It's fine. Oh, there's an SOS? No, we'll wait here for you. We understand. Go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck this shit.
believe the term is book it.
Of course. If you guys ever get fucking busted with
Oh, we're
this on
fucked.
your ship, you are all absolute. I mean, it's worse than being AWOL. You are literally gonna be like, yeah, bad. Okay, so
This is why we never keep it
If.
powered on.
If anyone says the word "book it," I now know that Clayton's eye is going to Twitch. Heard you as, and I started to Twitch.
I imagine one of them at some point walks in and sees me with like headphones on, and it probably looks like I'm jamming out to music when I'm really like mixing this whole call, and they have no idea what's going on. And they're just like, "That fucker's being lazy."
Nathan, yep. What are you doing? We are in the middle of a. Why are there gunshots?
I'm just gonna pull the thing down and be like, "Oh yeah, I got some more work for you to do. I need you to put together a crybaby, but a special one." And I'm just gonna like pass my notes over to her and be like, "It's gonna be epic. Don't forget, it needs to fit inside of that raft."
Inside the raft.
He's got
run it all
drawings
together.
of a raft with a radio in it.
All right, yeah, no, we can make this happen. We'll get this all sorted together.
And then hand
and
her
it needs
the
to be
chip.
waterproof. Needs to be waterproof. Okay, we can
Yeah, and
make
hand her the
seal-
chip and be like, "Don't damage this. This is the most valuable thing we have. It's the Alliance locator. I need you to copy that frequency and everything and put it in the crybaby too."
Done.
Give her like a quick rundown of like what the idea is in general, what she needs to build, but not what the audio is like.
Wait.
I want to play that on the ship later as it's live feeding to the Alliance and I'm flying away.
So hold on.
You said Crybaby Alliance.
All right.
I was like,
Good.
question: when Nathan went up to the bridge on that, did they tell us that we can put our arms down, or are we still holding stuff?
No. I'm assuming that you guys kept working, thinking that Atlas was just being a dick and avoiding helping out, or he was doing something and avoiding helping out. And so I'm assuming Nath did this at the end because he took the time. He literally left the ship and went and found all these parts. So
Hold on,
the times you guys are spending doing the repairs, he's spending collecting everything he needed for this item.
No, I know. I was making a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Once
Shopping
it's
basket
done,
under
she's
his
just
arm,
gonna
just
Shopping
she's just gonna
basket.
look
Okay,
at everybody
if you
like,
guys-
"Why are you still here? We're done with the job."
If like the other characters think he's an asshole for a while, it's okay. I mean, they'll start to realize pretty quickly, like, oh, that's what he was doing.
So here's what I need, Nath.
Mhm.
The repairs are complete. It's with the other two people, the other three people. Oh wait, I'm assuming that you were helping.
Yeah.
Oh, Mariana. Okay.
Oh.
So
Yes.
with everyone else helping, instead of being 3 hours, it went down to an hour and a half. Okay.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, so you get all the repairs done, the ducting is installed, you get the filters installed, the
For the
ship
check.
is ready to fucking go. You're doing your final prep checks for the flight. That's when you see him like he's sitting there, look like you said, looking like he's jamming out, and he comes up and he shows you the plans and everything like that. And as you go into engineering, you see that there is all kinds of radio parts laid out and everything like that. He's laid everything out for you. So what I need from you is we need to set up a role for you of what you're going to have to roll to be able to create this item. Okay. So it's obviously going to be mental. And then it's obviously going to be not obviously, I'm trying to think of what it's going to be. It's not repair. What is a good trait for this?
To build it?
Fix.
Fix is what you use to build or repair anything.
Okay, then it's fix. It's fix.
If you wanted it to be very software heavy in concept, it would be an operate role. If it's like more hardware heavy in concept, it's a fix role.
Gotcha.
I'm basically just putting what he's made together.
Gotcha.
So I mean, like for example, if I'm done with what I'm doing, I could go down there and help her. Like if she's doing the hardware, I could do software, and we could work together, and I could throw a dice into her role. If you want to try to cover all the bases, but usually the falls more under like fix if it's not.
It is. Yeah. No. I think you're completely right. It's going to be under fix. So what you're going to need from is a fixed roll, and then you're going to need to add in anything that you can do with your signature assets or your thingy. Your
Yeah, my customized tool.
your distinctions.
Toolkit.
Signature assets and
Yeah.
your distinctions. Yes. So let me add one other thing onto my roll.
I can step up one of my dice, but making a complication of the situation worse.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Honestly, let Ray have the complication. It'll be okay. Do it. Do it. If you get a complication, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I step up whatever complications happen. I rolled my 2d10 because I have a 10 in mental and a 10 in fix. And then
You have an opportunity
so-
from me.
Ooh.
oh,
Which means you may create an opportunity for yourself by using a descriptive terms, and then it gets a d6 that you can add into the dice roll. However, with that being said, I am spending a plot point to keep an extra dice.
Okay.
And the grand total is a 23.
okay. So right now I have 15, but I can roll my big damn hero dice, right?
You have a 15 total?
Because I rolled my 2d10s.
Mm-hmm. And then you rolled your what's your
And
mental?
then
Mental's a 10?
10.
And then your other 10 is from what?
Fix is a 10.
Fix is a 10.
You-
Then your distinctions?
D8 distinction,
So the
and then whatever you get a D
is the
Ship's mechanic, right?
D4.
No, D8.
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 Unless-
Okay.
You only make it a D4 if you want the plot point badly,
Got it. Okay.
There's a D8
and then
there.
you're gonna get your signature asset dice for the ship.
Okay.
And for your toolkit.
So you should
so there's
have
3 more
5 dice
dice.
total.
Got it.
So and the other
stop
3 are going to be that she's missing right now are going to be D8s, right?
Well, it depends. Her signature assets could have been D6s or D8s, depending on what she bought them at.
The custom toolkit is D8.
Okay.
Good.
So there's 2 D8s, and then
So-
the ship's
so
signature
I need
asset
to
is a
roll-
D8.
I need to roll 3 more
D8s.
D8s. Okay. But I can only keep 2 die, right?
No,
Unless you spend plot points
unless
to keep
you
more.
spend plot points to keep
Okay.
more.
And I will because I have so many plot points because I haven't got to use them yet.
Eh,
So that
Dude.
is.
Number 1, did you get any 1s?
No, I got mainly 3s actually.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend 2 plot points. That would make this. I can count. So 15 plus 6 is 21.
Mm-hmm.
Plus another plot point would be 24. What was it?
23. So now you've beaten the TN, but you haven't raised the stakes.
Okay.
But you still win though. Raising the stakes is just winning epically.
But if you spend something else, you can raise the stakes again. You can actually, if you beat me by 5, you get a big damn hero dice out of my pool.
I think we'll keep it because I still get to step up that complication. But I don't know what the complication is other than.
Oh, I already stepped up my complication because you said you gave that to me.
Got it. Cool. Okay. Then yeah, that's what happens. So 24.
Okay, so you beat it by 1.
Mhm.
You now have or you beat it, I should say. So you now have a competently and confidently built, basically floating crybaby. You know it's waterproof.
Excellent.
The transmission, you managed to duplicate the chip onto another, the security chip onto another chip, so you know it's going to mimic the Alliance signal, or it's actually going to be able to channel into the broadcast on the Alliance frequency. And so you've got everything set the way you go. You got a battery pack, everything's watertight, and it should be ready to go.
All right. Here you go, sir.
All right.
And I did copy the tracking chip.
Ray, I have one other thing on audio that I can just push a button if I want to play it to add it into the audio file, but it's not in there normally. Like I'd have to it's almost like the DJ radio button mashing stuff.
Okay.
DJ Atlas.
All right, so the ship's repairs are done. The crybaby has been made. Everything is set. What are you guys gonna do now?
I think we need to have a crew meeting, right? I'm asking her, like Mariana, the captain, but I think we have a crew meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay. For that distraction to work, we're going to need to fly low and get over the river, and somebody's going to need to dump that out into the river so that it will float down the river, and that will ultimately allow us to have a distraction to get out of here. I know we made an agreement. The Alliance has cut tail and run. I don't think I can meet up with them anymore, so I think that you get exactly what you want, and we're just going to bail off the planet and try to meet up with somebody later somewhere else down the line. I don't see how we're getting this to anybody. Unless you can wake the general up and we can talk to him real quick. I don't know what condition he's in.
That would be up to our surgeon.
Yeah, so I was
guess.
pointing on my screen. I pointed at him, but I realized that we're not all in the same screen orders. I'm so sorry.
You're that way. For
You're
me,
that
no.
way.
I
Yeah.
my internet also had you very jagged, Jonathan.
Well,
Sorry.
I
That's not
can
your
wake
fault.
him up, but he's gonna be pretty
No,
groggy for a while.
I think it's my internet.
Can we move this meeting to the med bay and try to wake him up?
I can. You want him
I would
real
appreciate
alert
going
or
to
just a
Wednesday.
little bit alert?
Coherent enough to try to come up with a solid stream of logic.
You see him starting to like work shit out in his head. It's very beautiful mind moment of like
You're like, you know, 3 uppers, 1 stabilizer.
Exactly. You're seeing him
Will
like
he? Wait. Will he stroke out?
You're seeing
Small
him
chance.
mouth random words of medicines you've heard of, but never together. Yeah.
Well, that's what the shot is for. He's gonna put that directly into the IV bag so that when he starts to stroke out, he can stop it.
Exactly. Yeah. I just rushed down because this is. I'll tell you, for Clayton, this is an absolute phenomenal question because he's never done this before and he's excited to try it. So you see him like thinking, lights a cigarette, and then just sprints to the med bay.
Clayton is
Just
really, really ethically challenged. That's all I'm saying.
Just going.
You guys,
He's going. By the time you'll have reached the med bay, you see like 3 little bottles laid out and a syringe next to it, and he is just taking little bits from each of them, and he's like, "Okay, let's do this. Just cigarette out the mouth. Let's make this fucking happen."
On the way down, I'm sorry.
you
As
also
what's your
see
character's name
Mariana
again?
walk to the side and grab like the industrial strength fucking.
Natha? Who is-
Nathan,
Natha.
but you're going by something else, right?
Not yet.
I was-
Not
I
yet.
was calling him-
Ian.
I was
Ian.
calling him Ian.
Yeah, Ian.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, Ian, thank you very much for building that. I really appreciate it. It's gonna help out a ton. Mariana,
Yeah.
thank you for helping us get where we're at right now. I think we're in the home stretch. We're so close. Like either we're leaving the planet directly, or that general's going to have some sort of plan for how we can get this intel off like we need to, and then we're leaving the planet. But we're like right there, touchdown range.
You make an excellent point there. I do have a question. Someone said medbay.
Well, he
You
ran that
noticed?
way.
You notice that Natha's arms are like out to the side now. She stopped working on
Oh.
things. I'm in an extreme amount
Oh.
of pain, so
Oh,
it
well-
would be nice if we could just figure out where that place is.
Yeah, I'll show you where the med bay is.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think
just-
all 3 of us are just waddling back to
Yeah.
med bay at this point.
Oh, I'm starting to. It was not initially in my thoughts for him, but I'm thinking Clayton might be one of those doctors who dips in a little bit. So he's not waddling so much because he's taking like a quarter of one little painkiller and is just like, that'll be enough. Okay.
That'll be enough.
He's spiraling very quickly, and I didn't anticipate that
You-
for him.
It's okay. We're in a very stressful situation.
You don't want to go full house yet?
Yeah.
No, not yet. Let him get a knee injury.
You see,
Turn on Kane, and we'll move that direction. We'll just sell the whole thing.
I can jump off the top of the ship. That was probably causing the injury.
Let's see how dangerous this
Do a
costume ended
barrel
up being.
roll.
A barrel roll. All right. So are we going to do a roll here then?
I better.
Yeah, I was
Let's
thinking
see.
so. So let me set the stakes for the general's injuries.
Well, his complications.
It's really down.
Yeah, it's down. Yeah, it's down to
It's a
level
D6.
All right, ready? I'm rolling. I forgot to turn the dice tray on.
Ray,
Go.
to be completely fair to you, you need to roll another D8 because that says exclamation D8.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it only rolled one dice.
Probably because it stopped rolling at the D8, so probably need to roll the D8 and the D6 then.
Yep.
Well, you have to buy it dinner first.
Yes, I do.
It was like roll an exclamation number of D8s. How many is that?
As many as I want.
I'm not that kind of dice box.
I'm not that kind of dice box. So I got a 12.
A 12, you say?
I say I got a 12.
Say.
Not too bad. I'm gonna use a D4 here instead of a D8
Oh my
for my ship
goodness.
doctor. I just want a plot point, but that's not a super high number, so I'm pretty sure I can make it.
Well, if you don't, you can always spend the plot point to buy another dice to fix it.
Exactly.
I was
That's
gonna
kinda where I'm
say,
at.
you think you're gonna make it?
Well,
That's
I do.
you know
I
what
do have a
you know
D10, a D8, and
you know when the
D4.
last time I said that was? I was 14 years old. I was riding my dirt bike through a ditch, and I saw that the hill went down and then up and then launched, and you had to jump over the next ditch. And I said, I think I'm gonna make it.
What did you break?
That was the first time I went to the hospital ever.
Lucky bastard.
I've yet to break a bone.
Oh, he's doomed.
Lucky.
Hey, I said yet. I never said never. I said yet.
Knock on.
I am still
something.
leaving the potential.
That is going to be.
No, you're tempting fate, is what you're doing.
Ooh, I keep forgetting
And-
I'm
and-
the only one.
Fate is mean as fuck.
Yeah.
That, my good sir, is a 9 on the D10 and a 6 on the D8.
That's a 15.
That's going to be a 15.
Yeah, you didn't raise the stakes, but you did beat me.
No, I
Did
didn't beat
get
you.
any ones?
No.
Oh,
I got a 2 on the D4. Almost.
that
You
D4.
almost-
That fucking D4 is scary as shit.
It is
In-
terrifying.
In no uncommon words, because that's
So
a
bad
1 in
to
4.
hear.
That's a 1 in 4
so bad
chance.
to hear.
That's a 1 in 4 chance of a 1.
Mm-hmm. But it
It's
was
also
worth
a 1 in
the
4
risk.
chance of a 4.
It was worth the risk to be up to 4 plot points now.
All right, so you bring him around. He wakes up. He's fuzzy as shit, but he seems to be conscious.
You see Mariana grab a cotton ball with some freaking like alcohol under it and just like put it under his nose.
Yeah, he's waking up enough, and he looks around, and he kind of like looks for you. He looks around, he sees Atlas, and he looks around at you guys, and he says, "Are we still on planet?"
We are. We are now at the point where we either leave the planet or we try to deliver intel before we leave the planet. Something has changed while you were asleep.
What's up?
Brown coat frequencies, all silent. Civilian frequencies, Alliance is raiding houses and looking for everyone, and they are complying as much as they can to stay out of the middle of this situation. So unless you got a backdoor way to get a hold of somebody who you think hasn't left yet to get this information to them, I don't know if we're able to do that. So I need you to make the decision on whether or not we're still trying to unload this on the planet like we were originally told to, or if we're trying to reconvene and drop it off somewhere else.
We need to there are set fallback and rendezvous points for catastrophic loss.
Okay.
We need to
Well-
try and get to one of those.
Well, my deal with the captain is I get her off planet, she gets us to safe port. Now, if you can renegotiate with her for something else that she may want or need so that she's willing to drop you off at a rendezvous point, that's between the two of you. But I have not been able to negotiate that because I didn't know we needed it. And we are now at a point where the longer we stay, the less chance we have to get out. So I need to get up there and I need to start flying us and getting us in our evacuation plan. You guys can discuss what y'all need to discuss to see if where we're ultimately going. I just got to give a good break Atmo for now.
Yeah, the commander says, looks at you, Mariana. He says, "What we have, vital, giving the resistance a possibility of having a future. I don't expect any allegiancy, but we're not totally bereft of resources, even though we've suffered a loss." He says, "I can do something for each of you. I can supply you nearly infallible IDs. Change your names, planets of birth, ages even. Give you all new lives. Registry on the ship changed. Whatever you need it to be."
Slow pan over each of our faces as he speaks.
Yeah,
This is-
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the final one just being slowly panning across the ship.
Says, but we can only do that if you guys can get this information to one of 4 different rendezvous points. And since I don't know how bad the losses are that we just suffered, there may be people at the first one, but there.
Having been Alliance, having knowledge of their military shit, if he were to tell me where these points were, would there be a possibility that I would know or have some knowledge of which one would more than likely still be standing?
Are you going to ask him to let you know where the rendezvous points are?
Look here, sir, what's your name? I haven't got a name for you. Anything will do.
Call me Commander Cornwall.
It's Caldwell.
Caldwell. No, Commander Cornwall. We've discussed my past and what I'd like to do in the future. Given my history, if you could tell me where those rendezvous points were, I could probably have a good idea of if they were still standing or not. If you trust me enough to give me that information. If you don't, it's fine. I'm going there with you as it is. I just would like to give us the best chance of getting somewhere and not be intercepted by the Alliance.
He says, "I don't think we have much worry about Alliance interception. The only places that we would willingly go to at this point are well outside of Alliance influence. Also going to be a long trip. So we are going to have to make some stops along the way."
I was gonna say, going to chime Steven's going to chime in, and actually give his real name to the commander along with his brown coat info. Going like, I got no issue with that because y'all owe me some new creds anyway. That was the whole deal of me me doing what I did.
I appreciate the sacrifice. He said, but biggest thing we have to make sure of is that this information that I have makes it to where it needs to go. I don't know if any of you are thinking about going back to your old lives after this, but I don't think that that's going to be much of a possibility for any.
I wouldn't want it even if it was a possibility. That being said, you get me a new identity, you get me a way to possibly fly under Alliance radar so I can do what I want with my future. I'll help you get wherever the fuck you need to get.
Because we'll get you a new identity. That's more than enough to fly underneath Alliance radar as long as you stay out of their.
I make no promises.
Then only thing we can guarantee you is a new identity.
That's fine. That's enough for me to begin with.
I guarantee you that we don't have any worries about any type of direct Alliance intervention where we're going. They don't even have garrisons as far out as we're going.
Sounds good to me then.
They would literally have to make a special trip. All that being said, I don't want you to think that this is a milk run.
Never thought it would be.
Every single ship that's coming out of Hera is going to be pinged. Every single ship, even if you think you get away clean, is going to have it be registered somewhere that this is where you came from. Until we can get the ident on this ship completely wiped and get a new ident set up for it, this ship is a walking target or flying target.
No, the ship walks now.
The ship walks now. The ship is very good at walking.
It's canon.
It is canon.
Canon. Frankie can walk. Sparkles ran so Frankie could walk.
No, Sparkles slid so Frankie could walk.
Oh man. So anyway, he says right now we're in the Georgia system. And that's on the rim. But we're going to be heading all the way out to Kalidasa.
That's a ways.
First jump points are in Kalidasa. First two. We can't find any contacts on the first two. Gotta go all the way up to Blue. Blue Sun is dangerous. Oh hell.
Mm.
That's no understatement.
Yeah.
You're going out into the deep black.
Got the ship running as good as I can for now, but
I've got some ways to get us some resources to get us out there. You know that we're looking at several months worth of flight. So I don't know what your resources are stacked at right now, but I know you probably don't have that much. We're gonna have to take some risks just to be able to get us out there.
We're taking a risk just trying to get off planet, so
yeah, I was about to say, but we still have to go through the biggest risk of all, and that's getting us the hell out of here. I don't know if the pilot there has laid out any type of plan for that.
Yeah, see, I already tried that once. It went to hell. And you kind of just see her, like, rubbing at her shoulder.
Hmm.
And she shakes her head. The Alliance, if they don't know who's on the manifest, is going to get mighty upset with us. So you all better have your story straight.
Because if we get stopped by Alliance, I don't think they'll be accepting any stories.
They won't be accepted to manifest either.
I think the only chance we have is getting clearing and running.
I
I
second
mean, the
it.
ship can go, but ain't gonna win any races, so we need to be smart about this.
We can slingshot off Murphy if the ship can handle it.
Are we up for a jump?
Well, that's up to your engineer.
That's what I'm asking. It's
What
Clayton asking. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, if you've got a good enough ship and you got a good enough pilot, and we've got such a long way to go, we can slingshot off Murphy to get us the inertia, get thrown out of system, and then once we complete the slingshot, we can cut engine and just run off inertia, which basically makes us a ghost.
I think
That could work.
between what's his face over there and myself, we can probably pull off the inertia.
Well, if you don't pull it off, we're going to burn up in the chronosphere, so we don't have to worry about it.
Oh, yeah. Not wrong.
You can see Clayton getting a little bit uncomfortable with the idea. Not going against it, but he just kind of looks at Mariana. Is there anything to drink on this fucking ship?
I need one too. Let's go look.
I'll be in the kitchen. He just goes off. You just hear cabinets opening and closing.
Yeah, no, Mariana's in there, like, looking too.
Everyone's just like looking for a drink. All right,
We need
so
fucking. We've been through some shit, dude.
Well, you two have.
I've done seen some shit, yo. All right, so what are you guys going to do at this point? Jonathan, what is Atlas doing?
I've been upstairs working on pre-flight for the whole time they've been having this conversation.
I think Natha was going to come at me with a letter.
I am not
Yep.
turning power on yet, like the engines, but I'm doing all of the low computer levels of pre-flight so that once we start turning engines on, like I can start moving through the rest of it much faster.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nathan took and set it so that the new systems are going to be checked out to make sure there's no leaks again. Before she had gone up to make the crybaby, but she was headed the med bay because she is in severe pain.
Yes.
on your
So before
on your way
Mariana
down,
leaves,
you pass me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, sorry. Let's get taken care of.
yeah,
Of
That
that.
just
Alright.
on the
just-
comm.
yeah.
Anybody else need medical attention before I shut down?
before I drink myself into a stupor.
Last call for sedatives.
Like, last call for first call.
I'm gonna respond.
All right.
If you're gonna get that drunk, you better strap yourself down because it's gonna be a rocky flying in a minute.
Oh, it'll take a minute for me to get there, but I'm pre-preparing. Okay.
Just make sure yourself and the general is strapped down and
No,
then lock
General Sage,
positions.
by the way, my intention was to give him enough of something to keep him up for maybe 20, 30 minutes and for him to ease back into his sedative. That was
Right.
my ultimate goal there. So he should
That's
be.
fine.
Right, I'm gonna make it very clear to everybody. So please, everybody, I'm serious when I say this. I'm not opposed to doing loop-de-loops if it's saving our lives. So just make sure things are in a position where they're not getting broken if you care about them, including yourself.
I would say there's no knives or shit in the kitchen. They're just hanging loose, right?
He's
In a
like,
ship like this,
No.
nothing hangs
no,
loose.
nothing hangs loose. He's like,
Bad
No.
picture.
I'm gonna do a
Well,
crazy.
we didn't know if anything was
I'm gonna do
banned
a
down
crazy.
yet.
I'm gonna do a crazy Ivan into a double gainer.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not saying that I want to start with that maneuver, but I'm just saying I'm warning them that I will go there
You
if
want-
that's what I need to do.
You want to talk about losing your lunch? That's the way to lose your lunch.
Yeah. All right, so Jonathan.
Yeah.
What is your intention? Wait, first off, Jonathan and Mariana. Mariana, are you intending on letting Atlas fly the ship?
This time, yeah. Because he's more experienced getting through Alliance blockades.
And are you going to take co-pilot seat?
This time, she is going to see what the fuck Matha wanted from her, and
No, I'm
depending on
saying
how...
for flying purposes, are you going to be taking co-pilot seat?
Yeah, she would.
All right. So, Jonathan, you're doing the pre-flight prep because once you turn every systems on, you've got to fucking start booking. You don't have time to. So you're basically doing what they call a hot jump, which is where you prep everything to turn on, but instead of turning on and letting everything warm up, you turn on and go. Which is not the best thing to do to engines, but
We got to break these engines in somehow.
Not the engine. No, no.
Nathan's get their pound of flesh out of you later.
Nathan's all like,
My
baby."
ship.
Look, okay. I realize it's a ship and it works very differently, but I'm just gonna make sure the parking brake is all the way up, and then I'm gonna turn it on, and then just floor the gas, and then rip the parking brake down.
My ship.
Fucking burn out the ship.
I think that would
Hopefully
literally.
you don't actually burn out the engine while doing so.
I think that would literally give Nathan an aneurysm.
Yeah, no.
Somehow the ship just fish tails through the
Ship
junkyard
fish
for a
tails.
second.
Why was power cut out? Don't do this to my ship.
All right, so I was just checking to see what your plans were, Jonathan. Actually, Mariana, you said you were looking for Nath.
Yeah, when Mariana went to go up and Nath was headed back to the med bay, Nath kind of reached into her overalls and held out the letter. I found this. It's for you. It's got your name on it.
She is going to gently take it and nod to Nath and go, "Thank you. I'm gonna go find a fucking drink and sit down with this shit."
I stop before I head up there, and I just like, I just kind of look you over. I look myself over. Fuck,
It's
okay.
starting to wear off, and I really would like to not have skin right now.
You're good. It's very basic. It's not invasive. It's like I give you a cream, basically. I'm like, just slather yourself in this. You'll feel better in about 10 minutes.
Good
All right.
go. Thank you. Lay down next to the general, just
So Mariana, I'm
same.
I'm assuming you're gonna head to probably the mess hall. Well, the kitchen.
Yeah.
You're looking for a drink.
Oh yeah. She's looking for a drink.
So you start searching
when
through it, and as you open the cabinets, you open one of the cabinets, and there is because everything they're cabinets, but nothing's stacked in there. Each cabinet has racks, right? And you pull a rack out that way, stuff can't fall out, shift around in the cabinet that much.
Yeah.
So, in one of the racks, you find a bottle of what appears to be scotch with a bow on it.
She pulls it out, opens the top, and doesn't even get a fucking cup. She just takes a goddamn chug of it real quick, and then sits down and kind of flips over the note
Mm-hmm.
and opens it.
Okay. Um, the note starts out, and it is not addressed to Mariana. The note is addressed to Mauchen. Your father and I could not be more proud of what you've done for this family. Taking over the business was no small thing to ask of someone so young. But we wanted to show you what you've done for us. Because of everything you've done, you've given this family a chance to really help. So, for all the profits, we have bought this. No loans, no liens. Family owns the ship outright. Registered in your name. Because you every bit of this. Congratulations, Captain. May she fly true.
She just chokes for a second and grabs the scotch and takes another sip and just cradles her head. God damn it, Mom. Why couldn't you be here for this? Fuck. You would have been so proud. Fucking alliance. She takes another sip of the scotch.
Clayton was heading that way as it was, and clearly no idea what's happened with the letter, but kind of comes up at the tail end of her seeing the way she's being. Walks up. I'd gotten these so I could sleep. Whenever you want them, take one, and just sets a small pill bottle in front of her. And don't drink too much of that with it. Grabs himself something random out of the cabinet and goes to a room. No one's claimed a room, so he just goes to a room. He won't be of any help flying this ship. So he just has his medical bag, goes into the room, closes the door. Opens it for a second. Just one. Closes it again.
So are you just gonna stay there for a bit? If you said something, Lissa, you've been cutting out a little bit. Nope, can't hear you.
Nope, still. Yep.
Yeah, you're roboting a little bit. We'll jump over real fast. We'll come back to you in a second.
Internet
So,
connection.
yeah, that's what I figured. Did you? If you said anything after what Corey said, we couldn't hear you. So looks like your internet connection may have just had it with you. So let's go ahead and jump to this. A little bit earlier than we normally call it, but I really think this is a good place. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Because I think Lissa's internet it hates the world right now, and I think that this is actually a good place to call it, and then we will take it up from here next time. Thank you everybody for being a part of soul scarring.
Just the point Lissa is frozen. Just
Yeah, I know. The point that Liz is like, you know, "Yeesh." But
yeah.
that was a fucking incredibly good scene, and yeah. So let's get out of the blue funks, as it were, and let's get the heck out of here and have some fun, taking some stuff to another stream. But first, let's go ahead and show people where all these amazing creators can be found. Jonathan, were you trying to say something? Was it someone
No.
saying something? Oh, there she went. I was actually waiting for that.
Yeah. Oh, they're back.
Yep.
Wait, whoa.
Okay, everyone's out of order, but that's okay.
Okay.
You're somewhat back, Liz.
Okay.
You disappeared for a
Hey,
second and came back.
Okay, cool.
Did you hear the fact where I said that was a good place to wrap for the night?
I did hear that part.
Okay, good. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you all a chance, starting with Oz. Oz, where can people find you on the massive interwebs?
Oh my gosh, most places you can find me at As I Was because I think I'm funny. TikTok, Instagram. I joined Twitter. I don't know why. Terrible decision, really. And the Figment Collective here in like 13 minutes.
In 13 whole minutes. She's given herself 13 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you very much. Corey, where can folks find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. That's about it.
That's about it.
About it.
Safe choice.
My content is okay. It exists.
It does. And Kel, where can we find you?
As you can find me here on Twitch and on TikTok as the Celtic Wyvern King. As I said at the beginning of stream, you guys will see me on 88 Adventures starting this Monday for a few of their sessions as I help drive the story a bit, playing an NPC, and that's about as much as I'll say there. And then Twitch, you can find me or streaming like mainly Destiny, but I'm trying to do a little more of like Phasmophobia because who doesn't want to watch me jump out of my chair because of fucking ghost?
It is definitely a fun game to watch other people play. I don't think I'd ever play it myself. I'm a chicken shit. So I don't.
Oh, there's a little moment when I was talking about the jinxing moment my friend did with the twins.
Yeah.
Walk into the room that had the twin bunk bed, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Use the ghost box saying, "Are you in here?" And I heard, "Behind you."
Oh no!
Oh no! And here's a funny thing too, by the way. If you ever play Phasmo, do not tell the ghost to fuck off or stuff like that because it will respond to those kind of statements with the ghost box.
Yep.
And finally, since your internet is good enough for you to talk, Alyssa, where can people find you?
So I am fucking prolific. I am on 5 actual planes. So Mondays you can find me on twitch.tv/nerdworksmedia for Bros and Dragons, which is also a podcast. Tuesdays you can find me in the afternoons. You can find me on the Dead Bard Society's Twitch channel, playing D&D as well. In the evenings, for a limited time, I am on Longshot Firing Range playing Vampire the Masquerade.
It's really good. I watched Session Zero. Everyone needs to watch that goddamn stream. It's gonna be great.
On Thursdays, you can find me on the Aries Studios YouTube channel for a show called Two Geek Girls. Every other Friday, you find me here. Saturdays, you can find me behind the scenes producing a show called Starfleet Tactical on the Aries YouTube channel. And then any other night, any other time, I am over on my Twitch channel streaming, same name, Geek Girlissa. And then you can find me on all the social medias with all the buttons as the same username because that helps keep everyone branding, marketing.
Branding. And Jonathan is the one of our original daggers. He started with us back in 2018 when we were just a podcast. Jonathan is the only one of us smart enough to stay off social media completely. Thank you again, Jonathan, for joining in. Hey, it means I don't have to type a command into chat when I say goodnight to you.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say we didn't almost forget one thing.
What's that?
Naming the episode.
Oh, we do need to name the episode.
I think congratulations, Captain.
Ow.
Oh!
Fucking ow.
Oh!
You know I say that out loud, Melissa.
I know.
We didn't have her name Brianna, so it's fitting we do something like this for the ship.
Any
Oh.
other ideas? Not knocking it. Just any.
Oh yeah,
anybody
no.
else?
Oh yeah, no. Something comes better. I'm all for it.
As you're muted.
Not necessarily congratulations, Captain, but congratulations, Mauchen.
Ooh.
Use the nickname her mom called her.
Oh.
And you guys were about to get on me for that title.
Oh my goodness. Anyone got anything else?
Has any input?
Jonathan is contemplating something which scares the shit out of him.
No. I would have had a suggestion if we had actually done the part where we got off planet, but we didn't get there. So the thing I thought we could recommend as a name no longer applies.
Got it.
As is saying in chat, ambiguous war crimes.
Ambiguous war crimes?
Because of our conversation earlier.
Oh yeah. Well, so far I don't think you've got a ton of war crimes on you.
Yeah, we haven't really done any. We did
only
not do
one
any
who
war
does-
crimes this session.
The only one who has any war crimes to their name is Corey right now.
It's true.
It's true.
Well, no,
yeah,
actually, since we found out the whole looting bodies is a war crime, does have a war crime against them too.
Technically, yes. There we go. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, okay.
Well,
They have
Welcome to the
one.
club.
So like
Welcome to the
Corey's
club.
3.
1 to Corey's 3.
Yeah, I'm at 3. We ran the numbers. I'm at 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because we thought it was
Alright.
just 2 until we found out the war crime, the looting counted.
Well, shall we go with congratulations, Mauchen?
Yes.
Because that one hurts worse.
Yes.
I'll put the name up in chat real quick, and I'll change the title on the episode. In the meantime, let's see who's available to be rated. Anyone got any recommendations?
Let me see who's online.
Rosie
Figment
Quartz.
Collective.
Rosie Quartz is on, and Sephi is on. You said Figment Collective?
Yeah. Because we know they're still trying to hit affiliate.
Oh, yeah.
Figment's on.
And Oz will be there in just a minute.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think because I know you have to type it in as because your mic apparently hates you. But didn't you guys hit the 50 followers? You see the average views now? Yeah.
Yes.
So all they literally need is 3 average views.
So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to go over to the Figment Collective and give them a raid. Both because we love them and we love the content they create, and because we're going to try and help them get to affiliate. If you have not given them a follow, please do. And when you get there, spend about 5-10 minutes watching from when we raid, and then refresh your screen. Hit F5 on your keyboard. That will re-log you in as an active new viewer and give them some more time on viewership, which will help them get to their affiliate goals. So we're going to go raid the Figment Collective now. What we would like to see is all you guys, please stay safe, be careful. Remember, we're going to Gen Con, and we want anyone else who's going to Gen Con to be able to go there and meet us. We are hopefully going to have a meetup. We're doing all kinds of things at Gen Con this year, and we want you all to be there. So stay safe, social distance, wear a mask if you can. At dinner game, we always save you a seat at the table, even when the table's traumatic. And we are going to go ahead and go over and raid the Figment Collective, show them that you love them, tell them thank you for creating content, keep you entertained, and give them a follow above everything else if you have not. Thank you all very much for your time tonight. Thank you to my amazing players for an incredible game. And we love you all, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, we have... Oh, good God. Monster Hearts 2 run by the impeccable Star Shard Stories, where I get to be traumatized. And
Also very good.
yes, and we will
Mhm.
see everyone tomorrow morning, and then we'll be back to our regular schedule, starting Tuesday with Emerald Sanctums, Wednesday with Kingdoms of Mist, and then Friday we'll be back here for Ivy Shadows D&D 5e Pure Havoc.
Yep.
Have a very good evening, guys. We love you. Stay safe.
See you, Space Cowboy.
Wheeze is raining.
How do you spell Mauchen?